What an incredible game we saw last night between the Otters and the Florence Freedom.
It was an exciting game, Dave. Not only did the Otters win, but I think they got outstanding pitching when the Irishman, Paddy McGuff, struck out 10. He had a little rough first inning, which he did the first time out, where there was an error. However, he rebounded well, and after that first inning, he settled down, and I'll tell you what, that man should be the pitcher of the week.
Yeah, without a doubt. So the Otters were down early, 3-0 after the first 2 innings. In the third, Hunter Cullen had a solo home run over the Bud Light patio to get the Otters on the board at 3-1. We were scoreless in both the 4th, 5th, and 6th and 7th, 6th innings, excuse me. And then the bottom of the 7th, Taylor Lane led off with a double, and it was questionable because he could have been called out at second base if he didn't get there fast enough, and we were a little worried whether he was going to be called out or safe. Luckily, he was able to get there safely in time, as the throw from center field to second base was a little offline. Then Rob Calabrese had a walk. So you had men on first and second base, nobody else with a walk. Hunter Cullen, again, makes a sacrifice bunt to move Lane over to third. Now runners on first and third. Sac fly by David Cronin scores Taylor Lane to make the score 3-2 in favor of Florence. The next at-bat with 2 outs, Keith Grieshaber came up, who was 0 for 3 going into that at-bat. Lines an RBI single into right field to tie the game, scoring Calabrese from second. As the Otters sent 7 men to the plate to tie the game in the 7th. That would chase out the pitcher for the Florence Freedom, Scott Siebold. McGuff was relieved of his duties after 7, pitching those 10 strikeouts, as you noted, Bill. Only allowed 2 earned runs, 1 walk, and 4 hits. Danny Urbeck came in and pitched a scoreless 8th, and the biggest play, arguably the biggest play of the game, in the 8th inning, there's a fly ball to deep right center field, and Hunter Cullen made a catch at the wall to preserve the 3-1 deficit at the time. If Hunter Cullen doesn't catch that ball, the Freedom scored at least 1 more run, and it would have been a 4-1 ball game going into the 7th. 3-3 going into the 9th. Hunter Cullen leads off with a single. A bloop single, a matter of fact, as he blooped it over the pitcher in front of the shortstop, hit the ground on the infield dirt, right in front of the shortstop, Wolbrock, and using his speed down the first base line, Hunter Cullen was able to reach first base safely with an infield single. And then David Cronin came up, and even though I wanted Cronin to swing away, Bill, you said that he should bunt. You need to move the runner over to second, and that's exactly what David Cronin did. Next at bat, Keith Grieshaber, who tied the game on an RBI single, moved Cullen over to third base on a fly out to center field. Now you have a man on third base with 2 outs. Ryan Long at the plate, and with the Florence Freedom knowing the power of Ryan Long, they decide to intentionally walk Ryan Long. So now the Otters have men on first and third with 2 outs, and Mitchell Hansen steps to the plate. Going into that at-bat, Mitchell Hansen was 0 for 4 and had 3 strikeouts. He swings at a first pitch, found out later it was a first pitch curveball right down the middle, and Hansen was able to rip it through the hole on the second base side, and the Otters win in walk-off fashion.
Yes.
Now, your player of the game last night was Hunter Cullen,
right,
and rightfully so, and he arguably was the most important Otter last night, because he did everything right in all facets of the game. He made the defensive plays in the outfield when necessary. He made the sacrifice punts when necessary. He hit the home run. He scored runs. He was the all-around player for the Otters last night, and that's why he is so valuable to this team. I personally picked Mitchell Hansen because of the adversity that he had overcome. He's had so many strikeouts going into this game that he needed to come through big. We're going to get to Mitchell Hansen's interview coming out of the commercial break. You listen to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV.
The local Pepsi bottling group features Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state and would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. The Pepsi bottling group has locations at 2605 West Marion Street in Marion, Illinois, 3081 Contronics Drive in Owensboro, Kentucky, and 11733 West Industrial Park Drive in Elberfeld, Indiana. Information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier and Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the tri-state, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier and Press can be found online at courierandpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier and Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
Here's Mitchell Hansen. First pitch to Hansen is through the hole, base hit. That will be the game. Mitchell Hansen with a walk-off single, and the Otters win this one by a score of 4-3. His teammates leave the dugout and mob Hansen in the infield, and the Otters take this first game of the three-game series against the Florence Freedom.
Now let's go inside the clubhouse for today's one-on-one with the Evansville Otters.
All right, Dave Newman here with Mitchell Hansen, last night's hero. First off, did you have an idea that they were going to intentionally walk Ryan in order to pitch to you?
No, I didn't know they would intentionally walk him, but I knew they were probably going to pitch around him. And so, they made that decision and kind of made my job a little easier.
Now, going into the at-bat, you're 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. But the cool thing about baseball is there's always at least one more opportunity. And I feel that at-bat was not only important for you, but kind of the team as well. So what was your mentality going into the at-bat?
Yeah, I just, obviously runner on third, 2 outs, game's on the line. And so as a baseball player, a hitter, you're going to go through a bunch of failures, but just kind of like you said, there's always one more at bat, and that at bat was the most important one of the night. Doesn't matter what you did before, and just gotta, had an opportunity to help our team win. So I'm glad I did it.
I think you were able to overcome some adversity, and I think it overall gives you confidence, not just as a player on the field, but especially you internally. How did that make you feel? Not only that you got the hit, but you were able to help the team win, which is probably the most important stat of the night.
Yeah, it made me feel great, battled those lefties all night, and they got me a little bit early in the game, but was able to come back and, put a good swing on a ball and, find the gap somewhere. So I was happy, for helping the team win and, kind of getting a new one on the board for us.
Now, we've seen the offense struggle a little bit, but in the past 2 games, we've, in a way, come back to life. When things are going well, what is the potential of the offense, and how far can it take you?
Yeah, they always say hitting's contagious, so once you kind of get that momentum going, there's really no stopping us. So it's all about just getting some good at-bats early in the game, kind of finding that momentum, and then, we're off the races.
And the other thing about baseball is I feel that a short-term memory is important. Last night was great, but we've got to focus on today, as in Game 2 of the series against Florence, and it's a big divisional opponent. So what's the mindset of the team as a whole coming into today? in a way, building off momentum from last night, but we need to get the job today as well.
Yeah, we win today, win the series, which is important. And, there's so many games in the season that it's just another day, so we got to turn the page quickly, as we had a good night last night. But, it's a new day, so looking to, win the series, and then, if we do that, hopefully get the sweep.
Mitchell Hansen, thank you for your time. We'll get back to starting lineups and first pitch. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 FM WUEV Evansville.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters Baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations: west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vanderburgh or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at IBEW16.net.
The Tri-State Area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at myMarathonStation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
This Evansville Otters broadcast is made possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville. A full list of New Image Travel's offerings can be found online at newimagecharter.com. New Image Travel can be reached toll-free at 1-800-432-6213. New Image Travel, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Why Old National Bank? National Bank began in 1834 with just one room and a passion for helping people prosper. Today, we are honored and grateful to be the financial partner for so many businesses, families, and individuals like you. From our commitment to safety and security to our promise of service that will exceed your expectations, we want to be your bank for life. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Sinorama Evansville for their support this season. Sinorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the tri-state. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Sinorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at sinorama.com/in-Evansville. Sinorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Since 1994, Slays Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slays Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mediation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slays Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
Welcome back to the Evansville Otters pregame show. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune here as we get set for first pitch in the second game of the Evansville Otters against the Florence Freedom. Now, Bill, it is military night, and the important thing is the Otters are honoring the current and former military veterans, and they are wearing commemorative Army camouflage uniforms, and the last name on every uniform is the name Brave. So for the brave souls and people who serve our country and allow us to do our job.
Yes, yeah, Dave. I'll tell you what, it was so interesting to watch those young cadets, or I shouldn't say cadets, recruits, be out on the field and be sworn in as United States future airmen. And it's a tribute to our school system here. I believe they're in that ROTC or U.S. Air Force program. I get mixed up between the Navy and the Army and whatever. But anyway, it's a program they have in the high schools, and it's great. And shows patriotism and, of course, gives the kids a chance to start off life learning discipline.
Yeah. So with all that being said, we got the YMCA here as it's kids' night as well. So overall, a great night for Evansville Otters baseball, and we'll get to that shortly. Well, let's go to the starting lineups real quick as the Evansville Otters take on the Florence Freedom. The leading off for the Otters, playing second baseman David Cronin, batting second, playing shortstop Keith Grieshaber, batting third, number 7, playing third base Ryan Long, batting fourth, the designated hitter Taylor Lane, batting fifth, the right fielder number 21 Mitchell Hansen, batting sixth, the first baseman tonight, making his first start at first base Dakota Phillips, batting seventh for the Otters, playing left field number 3 Jack Meggs, catching for the Otters tonight, batting eighth number 25 Rob Calabrese, batting ninth, the center fielder number 1 Hunter Cullen. For the Florence Freedom, batting leadoff number 11 left fielder Isaac Bernard, batting second number 7 the designated hitter Louis Pintor, batting third the second baseman number 5 Caleb Lopes, batting fourth the center fielder Andre Mercurio, batting fifth the right fielder number 10 Ricky Ramirez Jr., batting sixth number 1 the third baseman Taylor Bryant, batting seventh number 8 shortstop Austin Wobrock, batting eighth the catcher Mike Giuliano, batting ninth the first baseman number 16 Connor Crane. On the mound for the Otters is the left-hander Austin Nicely, who is looking to bounce back after his first start, where he went 2 1/3, giving up 9 on 4 walks and 3 strikeouts, also 9 hits.
And
he will
I'm sorry.
And he will be opposed by Frank Valentino, the right-hander for the Florence Freedom. Go ahead, Bill.
No, that's what I was going to say. He's going up against another experienced player in that Frank Valentino, and let's hope it's a beautiful baseball game. We've had outstanding pitching from the Otters at these homestands. Now, of course, when they were away, I don't know about that. I wasn't there. You were. But the homestands, I think the Bossy Field gives those pitchers a little extra adrenaline, and they do it well. Anyway, it's interesting to see, what is it today, YMCA Day?
YMCA and Military Day.
Oh, okay. So a lot of young kids. I used to belong to the YMCA. In fact, going back in my history,
sure,
back when Abe Lincoln was still president, I actually worked at a YMCA in New Jersey as a requirement for my physical education degree. I had to volunteer, work with the education program in that sense. So I worked at the Perth Amboy YMCA. And since I've been living in Evansville, I belong to the YMCA. I used to go swimming quite a bit down there downtown.
Oh, yeah?
So it used to be Central High School at one time.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, how's that?
No, I think that's good. I think when the Honors do anything to contribute to the community, I think it's always a good thing, not only for the team, but for them to give back to the Evansville community, and they've been a very serviceable organization. The national anthem is about to get going, so we'll bring you right back to first pitch here at Bossy Field, where the Evansville Otters will take on the Florence Freedom in Game 2 of this 3-game set. The Otters will be wearing camouflage uniforms in a light green color to honor the military here today, as well as the children on the field as a part of YMCA night as well. So we'll be right back with first pitch as Austin Nicely, the pitcher for the Otters, the lefty, looks forward to bouncing back after his first start. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 1 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-6151.
but you don't change mine.
Well, as the great Billy Joel said, it must be I must be the lunatic you're looking for.
You know, I took a master's degree course in Keene College many, many years ago. And the professor, all he talked about was Columbia University. And
one of the prestigious journalism schools in the country.
I agree with Columbia University, the doctors there. I got an A in the course. So all I did was read his opinion.
Yeah, I got you. Now, Columbia is one of the more prestigious universities in the country.
Ivy Leaguer.
Especially for journalism, as a matter of fact.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. I have a friend of mine who's a reporter out in the middle of Illinois. And Steubenville, Ohio, excuse me. And she got her graduate degree in journalism from Columbia. We're going to get things started right away as Isaac Bernard steps into the batter's box nicely. The left-hander on the mound gets ready to start this game. Hook, kick, and fire for the first pitch. That's a called strike right on the outside corner. We have Grieshaber and Cronin playing on the edge of the outfield grass. A little, I guess they know the power of Bernard and where he can hit it. Then 0-1 pitch is a chopper. Fielded to nicely. Throws it over to Phillips at first base. Umpire finally makes the call for out number 1. He was a little late on that one.
I was waiting. You're right. I don't know what he waited for, unless he was thinking maybe that the first baseman dropped the ball. Dakota, I don't know.
Yeah, we got Dakota Phillips starting at first base tonight in his second start in Frontier League play.
Yeah.
To the batter's box now would be the hot-hitting Louis Pintor, who coming into this series was in the top 5 in batting average in the Frontier League. The first pitch to Pintor is a ball located near the outside corner, 1-0 count.
You know, you're looking at Hunter out there in center, and you got
the 1-0. Similar location, same result, 2-0 the count to Louis Pintor.
Right, and Cronin's on second, and they're all shading their eyes with the sun. So that is a bad, bad thing.
Yeah, I think, I don't know if Cronin's wearing sunglasses, but I know Keith does, as the next pitch to Pintor is low and away once more for a ball, 3-0 the count. And I think the Otters scouting report, particularly on Pintor, was they didn't want to give him a pitch to hit. So I think that's why Nicely's going away. The 3-0. Ball 4 low in the dirt, take your base. And Pintor will go down to first.
Well, didn't he try to steal yesterday?
Yes. Yes.
So that means he's a possible threat to run.
As we have Caleb Lopes, the second baseman, stepping into the batter's box for the Freedom. Nicely puts the glove at his waist, checks the runner at first, kicks and fires, and the first pitch is low and outside for a ball. Count 1-0 with 1 out as we are just underway in Evansville Otters baseball in Bosse Field. Throw over to first.
Oh, boy, if that was a good throw.
Nicely has a pretty good pickoff move. Phillips a little late on the tag. Pintor is able to get back there safely. 1-0 the count to Lopes. Nicely kicks and fires, and the next pitch is low and away for a ball. Count now at 2-0, and the catcher Calabrese is walking out to Nicely. And it's probably early for a mound visit right now, but if you're the catcher, Calabrese, what are you telling Nicely right now?
Well, the last 6 pitches have been balls, and most of them have been outside, inside or outside to the batter, depending which way he's batting, and that is not a good sign. If you can't zero in 1 out of the 6 pitches, that means the pitcher went out there and the catcher went out there and said, "Hey, you better start throwing strikes, or you're not going to be out here long."
He has the capability. I mean, he started 20 games for the Otters last year, the most on the team, as Nicely finds the strike zone on the inside corner. Count moving to 2-1.
I tell you, that first base coach keeps going over and talking to the runner on first base. I don't know what he's saying.
He's probably saying try to get a good jump. Nicely checks Pintor at first. Looks at him once more. He'll kick and fire for the 2-1. That's a strike. Called strike, as a matter of fact, on the inside corner. Count now even at 2 with 1 out.
Now, I'm going to ask you, unless I missed something, but has he thrown a breaking pitch yet?
No, I think it's been all
They've
fastball.
been all fastballs, yes.
Nicely with the glove at his waist to look at Pintor at first. Looks at him once more and throws over to Pintor, or throws over to Phillips to try to tag out Pintor. And Lewis will get back there in time.
He's got a nice lead there, over there at first base.
Really good initial lead for Pintor. He extends it even more. Nicely looks at him and throws the 2-2. Fly ball, right field, foul, and out of play. We got the wind blowing in center field as the flag is blowing in the west direction. And I was talking to our guy, Mike Rizzatello, before the game, and he says, you know, Mike's got the injury bug right now, but he would like to, with the wind the way it is right now, it would be good to hit a ball out to the outfield as there a pitch out thrown. Ball is called. Calabrese's throw down to Cronin at second base is not in time, and Pintor steals second safely.
Well, I think, I hate to say this, Jay, but I think Pintor running to first base caught our infielders off guard because the catcher was ready to throw and didn't have nowhere to throw it. And when he finally did throw it, they were late getting to the bag. That's why the runner was safe.
Right. Pintor now at second. The 3-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Say it again, Bill. I know exactly what you're going to say. Is there's now 1 out or 2 outs here.
Yes, he was going to first base. He just automatically assumed it was ball 4. You're right. Good call.
Umpire makes the calls, right?
The umpire is the man behind the plate that does all of the official calling.
So that'll bring up Mercurio, the center fielder. Two outs. Pintor, the lone man at second base. Nicely will drop the glove at his waist. Look at Pintor at second base as he's got a pretty good lead. And this first pitch is a pop-up in the infield. Cronin calls everyone off to make the catch for out number 3. No runs, no hits, 1 man left. We head to the bottom of the first. Otters come up to bat as you're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV.
Why Old National Bank? Old National Bank began in 1834 with just 1 room and a passion for helping people prosper. Today, we are honored and grateful to be the financial partner for so many businesses, families, and individuals like you. From our commitment to safety and security to our promise of service that will exceed your expectations, we want to be your bank for life. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
The Pizza Brick Road always goes to Tyroni's.
the day, as Dave DeWin and Bill McCune on the call, today's Military Day, and as the bumper alluded to, it's YMCA Day. And throughout the game, we honored men and women entering the U.S. Air Force. And what we just saw is men and women being inducted into the United States Army. As it is with Military Night, the Otters are wearing special commemorative jerseys, a green and tan camouflage color, and the last names on every jersey say Brave, in order to honor the brave men and women who serve our country, in order for us to do our jobs, in order for everyone in Bossy Field to enjoy this beautiful game. It's just a wonderful thing that the Otters are doing today.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. As a veteran myself, it's nice to see.
I didn't know you served.
Oh, yeah. 60.
As David Cronin steps into the batter's box against Frank Valentino, the pitcher. But go ahead, Bill.
65 years ago, I served overseas in Germany.
World War II?
No. Korean War. I'm not that old. Jeez, you know. I only voted for Abraham. I wasn't around for George.
Okay.
But anyway, I'd like to make a comment, if I may, Dave. When I was making a comment that the second base and shortstop were kind of late in getting over there to cover that stolen base.
The first pitch to Cronin is a called strike on the outside corner. 0-1 the count.
And you brought up a very important part, and so far as the sun, we were talking about shading their eyes there in second base, and possibly he was didn't see it because of the sun. So you're right. It was a good call on your part.
Oh, I appreciate that. Valentino kicks and fires for the 0-1. That's another called strike on the inside corner. 0-2 the count to Cronin as the Otters come up to bat for the first time in the game.
Yeah, we need some hits.
Early and often. That's one of the Otters' successes. In order for them to win, the formula has been to hit early and often, score early and often. The 0-2 to Cronin. Low and inside for a ball. Count will move to 1-2.
Well, that big win they had over there in, where was it, Windy City, when Castro hit the 3-run home run in the first inning, and it kind of set the table.
3 runs and then 2 runs in the second, 1 run in the third.
Right.
Valentino kicks and fires for the 1-2. Low in the dirt for a ball. Count now even at 2. Now, if you remember the pitcher last night for the Florence Freedom, Sebald, worked pretty slow. And it seems that this gentleman right here, Mr. Frank Valentino, might be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own pace, but personally I like it when a pitcher works quickly.
Yeah. He gets his rhythm.
The 2-2 to Cronin. Ground ball, third base over to Bryant. Throws it over to first base at Crane in time for the out. It'll be 5-3 on the putout.
Nice play over there by Bryant going into to his left there and cutting that off from going into left field for a base hit. Bryant made a nice play. Got to compliment the opposing players when they make good plays.
Oh, I agree. As Keith Grieshaber will step into the batter's box, the man who tied the game last night on an RBI single.
Is he still leading the league in batting average?
No, not today, but I think he dropped from 1 to 3.
Okay.
Because he went 1 for 4 last night.
Yeah, that's a 250 average.
No, 1 for 5, I believe, because he had the deep ball to center field. Yeah. Valentino kicks and fires for the 0-1. There'll be a ball way high around the chest area of Grieshaber. Count now even at 1. I talked to Keith as well, and we'll hear an interview from him tomorrow. But he's a solid baseball player. He's not afraid to, as the next pitch to Grieshaber is fouled down the first base line and out of play. He's been around baseball quite a bit. And when he found out about the opportunity to go to the Otters, he jumped on it right away. And one of the reasons was because he got to play at Bossy Field and all of its history.
There's history here, Dave. There is history.
Third oldest ballpark in America, right behind Fenway Park, and Wrigley Field. Valentino kicks and fires for the 1-2. Chopper to Valentino. Tosses it easy to his first baseman, Crane, for out number 2.
That was right up into his chest. How he got around to get that bat around, I don't know. He hit it off the handles. If he had let that go, he would have been hit with that ball. So I don't know. Maybe he swung out of desperation.
Either that, he didn't want to get hit, or as Ryan Long will step into the plate. I don't know, I just didn't like that particular swing. The pitcher jammed him, but if anything, let it wear it. Let it wear you. I don't know. That's just me personally.
Put it this way: anytime you can get a batter to lock his elbows into his side.
First pitch to Long is a fly ball around third base. Shortstop Warbrock calls it off and makes the catch for out number 3. The Otters go down 1-2-3, but I'll let you finish your point, Bill.
No, I was going to say, anytime you can get a batter to lock his arms into his side, what you've done is you tied him up, and there's no way he can extend those arms to make good contact. He can always make contact, but not good contact. It's an out when you get your arms locked.
So we'll head to the top of the second. No score here. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier and Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the Tri-State, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier and Press can be found online at courierandpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier and Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations: west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of Evansville Otters baseball on 91.5 FM WUEV Evansville.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Dwin and Bill McCune on the call as the Otters and the Freedom are tied at 0 as we head to the top of the second. That'll bring up number 10, Ricky Ramirez Jr., the right fielder. Nicely back on the mound for his second inning of work. He'll kick and fire for the first pitch. Chopper towards the first baseman, Phillips, fields it himself and tags the bag for out number 1. And that guy with the cowbell right there, I believe, is a friend of yours, right, Bill?
Oh, yes. Here we are. We've got Secret Weapon is back. Bruce finally made it, and he's got his cowbell. I mean, you heard it ringing, right?
Yes.
That is what Secret Weapon is doing. And he doesn't have his earphones on to listen to us.
Oh, well, we'll make sure to shout him out again. As Taylor Bryant, the third baseman, will step to the plate. He swings at the first pitch. Grieshaber fields it on a hop, throws it over to Phillips, outstretched in time for out number 2. That was a great play all around. Keith using his focus and his forward momentum to field the ball off the hop and field it cleanly, getting the ball out of his glove in time. And good job by Phillips making his first start tonight at first base. And outstretched out his arm and glove at the time just to get the ball.
Yep, and you give the credit to the shortstop, like you said. He went behind second base, a little in short center field, made that play, threw it off balance, and got a bullet over there. You're right. Good call.
And we'll bring up Austin Wobrock, the shortstop, who, if you remember, Hunter Cullen hit the ball a bloop to him last night in the 9th inning.
Yeah.
Next pitch, so Wobrock is a ball low. Count goes to 2-0. As nicely threw 2 balls to him. So the first two pitches of the inning are 2 outs. The next 2 pitches are 2 balls. Nicely, probably trying to work the corners here as the 2-0 is right on the inside corner for strike 1.
I don't know. Either I can't see anymore or I haven't seen him throw a curveball yet.
The 2-1, high and inside. Count moving to 3-1.
If he's thrown 30 pitches so far, they've all been fastballs.
He has 19 pitches.
19 pitches are all fastballs.
20 pitches now. 21 right here. That's a called strike on the outside corner. Count moving to 3-2.
And
2 outs.
And did our boys start running to first base before the call?
We'll wait and find out here. The payoff pitch from Nicely. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 on the breaking ball. We head to the bottom of the second. No score here in Evansville. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at IBEW16.net.
The Tri-State Area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at mymarathonstation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Now, batters 4, 5, and 6 will be up for the Otters as Taylor Lane steps into the batter's box as tonight's designated hitter for the Otters. Taylor Lane, who graduated from Arizona State University, who we found out earlier in our research that Barry Bonds attended that same school.
Right.
And Lane is the guy who hit that leadoff double back in the 7th inning last night to help the Otters score 2 crucial runs to tie the game.
Right, he got 2 hits last night, and you're talking about that double. You're right. He conceded that he had a double, and therefore he trotted into second base. And you can't misjudge the accuracy of an outfielder's throw or anyone's throw.
Yeah, he's looking at Mercurio as the first pitch to Lane is foul behind the catcher Giuliano. Count now at 0-1, but you're right. You can't misjudge the throw. He was really lucky that Mercurio's throw to second base was offline.
That's right.
The 0-1 called strike on the outside corner. So Lane, who had a start on Wednesday night in Windy City, he came up in a pinch hit situation on Thursday and was able to get a hit in the 12-2 win against the Thunderbolts. He played last night and has earned the start today at the DH once more, batting now in the 4th spot as the next pitch to Lane is foul and out of play. Ball going towards the Evansville Otters dugout on the first base side.
Yeah.
Valentino taking his time on the mound, takes a deep breath. Shortstop and second baseman playing on the edge of the outfield grass.
Ooh, curveball. Wow.
As the pitch to Lane is low in the dirt for a ball. Count now at 1-2.
That was a good pitch. I would have called for that myself, Dave. When you got 2 strikes like that, you don't want to throw a strike. You want to have the batter go fishing. Only he didn't go. Lane didn't go that time.
Valentino kicks and fires for the 1-2. Foul ball once more down the first base side and out of play. Also, alumni of Arizona State for baseball, the Red Sox's Dustin Pedroia and Ian Kinsler, who has moved around a lot in baseball. I believe he played for the Red Sox last year to help him win the World Series over the Giants. The 1-2 pitch.
Ooh, what a curveball.
Strike 3, swing and a miss for Lane, and out number 1.
I tell you what, you couldn't have gotten a better curveball than that one, and that made Lane look terrible on that swing. But anyway, one thing he did, he went down swinging rather than being called out, so you got to give him a good credit for that. I hate when they stand there and it's third strike.
Here comes last night's hero, Mitchell Hansen, stepping into the batter's box, the man from Plano, Texas, and a former second-round pick of the Los Angeles Dodgers. First pitch to Hansen is low in the dirt for a ball. Count now at 1-0. And I apologize, the Red Sox beat the Dodgers last year, not the Giants in the World Series. They beat the Dodgers. It's my mistake.
Well, you're entitled to one. That's it for the night.
Okay. Valentino kicks and fires for the 1-0. Way inside as Hansen backed off on that particular pitch. He didn't want his knees to get hit. Count moving to 2-0.
So what we've seen for this guy out here, Valentino, is a pretty good curveball and a pretty good slider. So the Otters haven't got any hits yet.
The 2-0, swing and a miss from Hansen. He was a little late on that one. A fastball, I believe. Count moving to 2-1.
That was ball 3, high and outside. But for some reason, batters love to go after those high pitches. I don't know why, and I'm including myself, too. I used to use a ladder. Step 1, step 2, and step 3.
The 2-1 pitch to Hansen. Liner over the shortstop, Roebrock, and that'll roll to the center field wall. Grounding first, heading to second is Hansen, and he'll stand up there with a double. That's a good piece of hitting right there by Mitchell.
Yeah, that was right over the shortstop head, line drive in between the outfielders, and I don't know. I thought he could have made third base easily, but I didn't see Andy. I should have looked over there to see what Andy was doing, holding him up or what. I was looking at the runner, and I was looking at the ball, and so on and so forth. So maybe Andy held him up. I don't know.
I don't know, but I don't think Phillips is one of the faster guys on the team. So I think it's good that he's at second with a double. And I think that's at the most amount of bases he could get to. That'll bring up first baseman Dakota Phillips, who hit a 400-foot home run Thursday in the 12-2 win against the Thunderbolts in Windy City. Making his first start tonight at first base. He can also play catcher and can play the designated hitter's spot. First pitch to Phillips is high and away for a ball. Count at 1-0.
I'd like to say hello to two of our favorite fans I know are listening out there, Barbara and Tony. Hope you're listening, and I know we miss you out at the ballpark.
Beautifully said, Bill.
Right.
The 1-0 to Phillips. Swing and a miss. Count even at 1 as that pitch was high and outside as well.
You ain't kidding. Way outside. Yeah, Barbara was a professional singer in Las Vegas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Sings now down, she still sings professionally here in Evansville.
Valentino will look at Hansen at second. He's got a pretty good lead out there as Phillips fouls this one behind the catcher, Giuliano. Count will move to 1-2.
And while we're at it, I've been instructed to say to my beautiful wife at home listening to the game, Dr. Phyllis Buzzing said to say hello, dear.
Oh.
She messaged you and she said, make sure you say Dr. Phyllis said to say hello.
Oh.
So
I hope she's doing all right.
Yeah, well, she's coming along. It'll be a long journey.
The 1-2 to Phillips. Foul once more. behind the catcher Giuliano into the netting. Count will remain at 1-2. Wind blowing out there in the west direction in center field. And if the Otters hitters in particular get a good swing, that ball could be drifting to left field and may hit that car out there in left center.
Yeah, is that a taxi or what? I don't know.
I'm not too sure.
Blue and yellow.
Yeah, I can't read what the description is on the car from our point of view behind home plate. It's pretty far. I'm wondering if a batter decides to hit it and breaks a window, I wonder what the repercussions will be.
Well, it all depends on what kind of insurance they have.
Okay. Luckily, it's not our car, right?
Well, let me tell you.
The 1-2 to Phillips is way inside for a ball. Count now even at 2.
If you read the guidelines here in Bossy Field, you would see that the Evansville Otters are not responsible for any broken windows.
Oh, boy.
So, if that window is broken, you're on your own. The Otters aren't going to pay for it.
Luckily, my car is parked not in the field. Hansen remains at second as a check swing by Phillips.
Yep.
Did he go? And the field umpire says, yes, he did.
Yeah, there was no question. If I was the umpire, I would have called it too. He had a half a swing. He may not have gotten a full swing, but he did.
That'll bring up Jack Meggs, the Sammamish, Washington native, who is among the leaders, or among the top 5, top 6 in the Frontier League in stolen bases.
You know, you asked me last night about stolen bases. You know, years ago, I'm going to say maybe 10 years or 9 years ago, the Otters had a ball player that led the league in steals.
The first pitch to Meggs is a fly ball, left field, playable for Bernard, and he'll make the catch to end the inning. No runs, a hit, one man left. We head to the top of the third. No score here at Bossy Field. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV.
This Evansville Otters broadcast is made possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville. A full list of New Image Travel's offerings can be found online at newimagecharter.com. New Image Travel can be reached toll-free at 1-800-432-6213. New Image Travel, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vanderburgh or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
The local Pepsi bottling group features Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state and would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. The Pepsi bottling group has locations at 2605 West Marion Street in Marion, Illinois, 3081 Contronics Drive in Owensboro, Kentucky, and 11733 West Industrial Park Drive in Elberfeld, Indiana. Information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call as we are at sunset here at Bossy Field. Just overall great scenery here as it is YMCA night, it is military night. We have a lot of children in the stands, we have a lot of parents in the stands to enjoy a beautiful night of baseball.
And a lot of future members of the military, the United States military, the strongest and the greatest in the world.
That'll bring up the catcher, Mike Giuliano. His first pitch from Nicely is a called strike. Nicely will kick and fire for the 0-1. It's a fly ball into the stands on the first base side and out of play. Count going quickly to 0-2.
And Secret Weapon, who was knocking on his
cowbell
earlier, didn't have his earphones on, now does after he's getting all his pictures taken by, I don't know, newspapers or somebody.
As a ground ball to long at third, off one hop, thrown over to Phillips at first. Dakota needed to jump up to make the catch in time, taps the first base bag for out number 1.
Yeah, I think as a professional photographer was over here, maybe from the Evansville Courier Press, I don't know, but anyway, he was taking pictures of Secret Weapon, and then he had to get that Secret Weapon that's written on the back of his Otter jersey. So,
well, he's also got some bling on his fingers, as he has both the 2006 and the 2016 Frontier League Championship rings on his hands. Yes, he does.
Very observant.
I noticed that when I first met him. He's a wonderful fan and a wonderful man. The first pitch to Connor Crane is a called strike on the inside corner.
You're right. He's one of the best fans we've ever had here in Otterville, and Mr. Bussing certainly takes care of him by providing him with championship rings.
The 0-1 is a ground ball to Cronin, throwing it over to Phillips in time for out number 2. But go ahead, Bill. Finish your thought.
No, I was just going to say what an honor it is for, the owner to turn around and give the number 1 fan for the Otters a championship ring. That's an honor.
I think it just goes to show the class of Mr. Bussing and all that he does for the team, and just can't say enough.
Well, that's why a lot of the ball players that play here say year 1, they will love to come back for year 2, year 3, because they love Evansville and they love the Otter organization.
The first pitch from Nicely is a called strike on Isaac Bernard as we head back to the top of the order for the Florence Freedom.
The players are treated with respect, and they have a great booster club here that helps, and great fans.
We have Cronin and Grieshaber playing on the edge of the outfield grass at shortstop and second base, respectively. We have Phillips playing a few feet behind the first base bag, and Long playing as he moves a couple steps forward. The next pitch is inside for a ball. Count at 1-2.
Now that was a breaking pitch. That was a breaking pitch. A little short, but it had a good bite to it. So he doesn't rely on his breaking pitches. He's mostly a fastball pitcher.
Fastball with good location. I think that's what Nicely likes to do. That's what we've seen so far. Nicely kicks and fires for the 1-2. Fly ball in foul territory down the third base line. Long runs over as the ball goes into the stands and out of play.
Yeah, there's quite a few fans down there in that left field box seat section, and that's where they have the parties.
Yes.
And there is a party going on there in the third base section and down the first base section.
Yes, we got a lot of kids down there in particular.
Yeah.
Nicely will kick and fire for the 1-2. Inside, just missing the strike zone. Count now even at 2 with 2 outs. So 2-2, 2, and the top of the second.
Yeah, but number 11's the batter's number.
Ah.
Well, wouldn't it be great if it was number 2 batter with 2 outs, 2 runners on? It would be 5 of a kind. You can't beat it.
Next pitch is
ball 3.
Away, low and away. Count now full to Isaac Bernard. Bernard is 5 for 28 this season with an RBI. Batting at 178. The payoff pitch from Nicely. Ball 4 as Calabrese wanted a strike on that call. Instead, the Freedom will have a base runner here with 2 outs in the top of the third. That'll bring up Louis Pintor, who is a threat on the base path when getting on. He walked his first time up.
Stole second.
And he made a big impact last night as well.
Yes, he did. He scored one of those runs on the bad throw going to second base on the catcher, Calabrese.
Right. The first pitch to Pintor is a grounder to Grieshaber. plays it, tosses over to Cronin for the third out of the inning. No runs, no hits, one man left. We head to the bottom of the third. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball with no score. Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Sinorama Evansville for their support this season. Sinorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the Tri-State. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Sinorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at sinorama.com/in-Evansville. Sinorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters Baseball.
Since 1994, Slays Restoration has been assisting Tri-State residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slays Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slays Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 601 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-6151.
And we welcome you back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call as the Otters will enter the bottom of the third with catcher Rob Calabrese stepping to the plate. Calabrese in his fourth straight start.
Yeah, what's wrong with
Mike? Mike has a lower body injury. I couldn't find out much more information, but
well, how long is he going to be out? A week?
He hopes to come back as soon as possible. I don't have much details.
Well, the doctor's on the other end of the press box. We could ask the doctor.
First pitch to Calabrese is a foul ball down the third base line and out of play.
You know, I'd like to follow up, if I may, Dave, and I mentioned Barbara Santora, that, you know, being a professional singer. You know, people can go see her. She's at Angelo's when she is singing. Barbara Santora.
Okay. Try to check that out sometime in town.
Yeah.
The 0-1 to Calabrese. Check swing. And the umpire says he went around. Count moving to 0-2.
You know, we've had a lot of our batters with abbreviated swings, just like that. They cock the bat and, you know, and then all of a sudden they go halfway and they decide, well, no, I don't want to swing. And
they're sometimes too little, too late.
Yeah, but it's a strike.
The 0-2 to Calabrese.
Curveball. Wow.
Way inside for a ball. Count moving to 1-2. Calabrese from Staten Island, New York.
Whereabouts, I wonder? Cottonville?
Maybe. Valentino kicks and fires for the 1-2.
See, there's
another check swing, and Calabrese doesn't appear to go around home plate. Count now even at 2.
Right. You see how that was inside, and Calabrese locked his arms into his side or chest, whatever you want to say. And if he was to continue that swing, it would have hit off the handle of the bat. If he hit it, it would have been a blooper down there, a little trickler to a pitcher or third baseman.
The 2-2 is a swing and a miss. Strike 3. That'll bring up Hunter Cullen, your MVP from last night.
He's a hustler. You know, in the first series that we opened up here with the minors, his mother, I was introduced to by Mrs. Long from Chandler, Texas, introduced me to Hunter's mother. And so we've had quite a few parents come from way, way out of state to watch their sons play baseball.
We got an excellent guy right here at the plate as Cullen takes the first pitch low for a ball. Cullen coming into today is batting .353, or his on-base percentage is .353, excuse me. His batting average is .313. He, Hansen, and Long each have 2 home runs on the season. The 1-0 is a called strike on the inside corner.
What we have seen so far from this guy, Dave, is
Valentino,
an outstanding fastball, good curve, sharp slider, and just now a heck of a change. 4 great pitches this guy's got.
the 1-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2 as Cullen was late on the fastball.
Good call, because I was just ready to say,
we heard the sound of the mitt from our booth right here.
Yeah, Hunter, the ball was in the catcher's glove already. And it was high. You've got to have a quick bat when you go after those high pitches.
Cullen calls time. Built today in 1956, Mickey Mantle hits a home run from both sides of the plate for a record 3rd time.
Oh, yeah.
He had that kind of power, didn't he?
Oh, did he? He was a great ball player. Great ball player.
The Mick, right?
Yeah.
The 1-2 to Cullen. Swing and a miss for strike 3.
Mickey Mantle had some kind of a bone disease, I believe, but he was a great power hitter. He was a shortstop when he originally came in.
Was he?
Yeah, but his great speed and all. I played against his brothers down there in Texas. He had twin brothers, and no, I don't remember, but I remember playing against him.
Have you ever called the phone?
David Cronin will step into the batter's box. He had a ground out to second base his first time up in the first inning.
Let me end it by saying they didn't have Mickey's talent.
I'm sure. Well, I want to let you know again that the Cronins love listening to you. We want to give them a warm hello all the way from Evansville.
Oh, our good friends, the Cronins.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, we've got such great fans, parents of these ball players. They really call in and they listen to you, and I'll tell you what, we're so grateful, very appreciative. Thank you out there in Otterville land. Thank you.
Orland Park, Illinois, to be exact.
Yeah.
As Cronin, with an 0-1 count, Valentino kicks and fires. Liner and hard right at Lopes at second base to end the inning. That was a shot.
It was.
If Lopes didn't make that catch, that would have at least been a double.
Yeah.
We head to the top of the 4th. No scores. As you listen to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
The Tin Fish Restaurant, located at 300 West Jennings Street in Newburgh, Indiana, is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu features salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos, and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. It can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000. The Tin Fish Restaurant.
Join me, Gina Moore, the Brown Sisters, and the Evansville Philharmonic Orchestra as we celebrate Indiana music legends at the Victory Theater on Sunday, May 19th at 4 p.m. Experience this tribute to Indiana icons with music by Cole Porter, John Mellencamp, and Michael Jackson, plus Thriller, Begin the Begee, Bohemian Rhapsody, and the Brown Sisters performing God Bless the USA. Order tickets online at evansvillephilharmonic.org or call 812-425-5050.
Injuries are inevitable. It doesn't matter if you're playing baseball, walking the dog, or falling from a ladder. Injuries happen. When they do, Tri-State Orthopedics offers treatment for sprains, strains, and fractures by medical specialists. Tri-State Orthopedics is located at 225 Cross Lake Drive in Evansville, just north of the Lloyd and I-164. Tri-State Orthopedics can be reached by phone at 812-477-1558. Its urgent care line is 812-474-OUCH. Tri-State Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. We're in the top of the fourth, and it'll bring up Mr. Caleb Lopes, the second baseman for the Florence Freedom.
And the TV stations down there, the cameras are on Evan, the Otter mascot. He's shaking hands with everybody. Now the TVs will go back to watching the game, but a little publicity for the Otter mascot.
Oh, and it seems that the kids are liking him as the next pitch is high and inside for a ball. Count now at 2-0. Really good crowd on here tonight as the sun has gone away, but a clear skies out there in center field. Flag blowing from right to left in the west direction.
We have completed 3 full innings. We're in the top of the fourth right now, and there's only one base hit, and that was from Mitchell.
Swing and a miss from Lopes. Nicely right there on the fastball. Count now even at 2.
Mitchell's doubled the left center. That's the only base hit in this game.
Nicely kicks and fires for the payoff pitch, and that's foul right above the heads of the players in the Evansville Otters dugout right on the first base side. A lot of them had to duck their heads quickly or else that foul ball would have hurt him. Nicely kicks and fires for the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3 right there on the fastball, and out number 1.
That's the second time Mr. Lopes has gone down swinging.
Mercurio, the center fielder, will step into the batter's box. He's batting .300 this year with 2 RBIs. Nicely takes a deep breath on the mound.
Now, tomorrow's ball game is at 12:35. Is that right? So, beautiful day today. Ooh.
Tried to bunt it down the third base line was Mercurio. It'll be a strike as it goes foul. Count now at 0-1.
You see now, that's heads up. There's more ball players that have good speed ought to be doing that. We had a ball player here a couple of years back in 2006, the year we won it. Second baseman, Frankie. I tell you, he could do that. Get base hit. He could be a 300 hitter if you learn to bunt.
The 0-1 from Nicely. It goes foul into the Otters dugout once more. Count now quickly at 0-2 with 1 out. We have Grieshaber and Cronin playing on the edge of the outfield grass. And Phillips and Long at first and third base playing at normal depth behind their respective bags. Mercurio steps back into the batter's box. The 0-2, ground ball to Phillips at first. He'll field it himself and touch the first base bag for out number 2. That'll bring up Mr. Ricky Ramirez Jr.
You know, I was here last night early to watch batting practice and infield, and I was here tonight watching batting practice for Florence, not for the Otters, Florence.
Yep.
Tell you what, both nights they didn't impress me with their batting. There wasn't many balls hit over the fence. There weren't many balls slapped hard to the opposite field or anything.
And we mentioned that as the first pitch to Ramirez is low in the dirt for a ball. The Freedom, as the 1-0 pitch from Nicely, is low and behind the catcher Calabrese for another ball. Count now at 2-0. But the Freedom are towards the bottom of the league in terms of fielding percentage.
Oh.
They have 10 errors in the field. That leads the Frontier League.
Really?
The 2-0 from Nicely. Low and away for another ball. Count now at 3-0 with 2 outs. Now we know that defense is important, and the less errors you make, the better off you'll be overall as a baseball team.
Well, there's nothing depressing. Now I'm going to tell you about a situation that happened. I'm going to say it was
the 3-0 from Nicely. ball 4, take your base. So 4 straight balls thrown by Nicely, and that'll be a base runner for the Freedom with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th.
No, that's what he did in the first inning. If you remember, he walked one batter 4 straight, and then the next batter 2 straight before he threw the next curveball. But I saw a situation in Waterbury, Connecticut, in the Eastern League, which was a Red Sox farm team at that time, AA, and the center fielder loafed after a fly ball, and the batter got a double.
Nicely checks the runner Ramirez at third. There's the first pitch to Bryant in the dirt, and
pass ball. It's got to be a pass ball. Went off the catcher's mitt. You can't say a wild pitch, although I'm not the official scorer. But anyway, I was saying that
regardless,
the runner went to second.
Ramirez goes to second base.
Right. But the center fielder misjudged it, and later in another inning, the same thing happened. The center fielder misjudged the fly ball, and the runner scored. And when they came in after 3 outs, I'll let you know after this pitch.
Ramirez at second base. The 1-0 is low in the dirt for a ball. Calabrese blocks it in front of his feet.
Never saw it in all the baseball that I've seen. The pitcher, when they all walked off the field, the pitcher came in, waited for the center fielder, and he gave him a Joe Louis 1-2 punch. I tell you,
that didn't seem that doesn't sound friendly.
Well, there's another part to the story, part 2 in a minute.
Nicely checks the runner at second, kicks and fires for the 2-0. That'll be low once more for a ball. Count now 3-0.
Part 2 of the story is after 3 outs, the Reds 1, 2, 3. They didn't make it out. Now we're starting the next inning, and there was no center fielder. Center fielder went in the locker room and quit.
Oh boy.
That night, not for the season.
Okay.
That night, yeah. I don't know if he got fined. If I was the manager, I would have probably fined him $100.
Hey, what are you doing? I'm not playing. Why? I'm done. I quit. The 3-0. Called strike on the inside corner.
Well, you know, that happened to my brother when he was managing the Cincinnati Reds. The last game of the season, Barry Larkin and what's the other one now? The outfielder. They didn't show up. They went in the locker room and dressed in the 4th or 5th inning. They did not show up.
Wow.
Jack was left stranded.
That's disrespect.
Yeah.
The 3-1 from Nicely is a fly ball, left center field. Grieshaber going back. Now Cullen running up and making the catch.
A little misunderstood.
To end the inning as Cullen ran all the way up from his position in center field. I think this should have been Grieshaber's ball, if anything.
Well, I thought, in all honesty, I thought that was Keith's ball, and he was under it. And then all of a sudden he backed off, and then Hunter had to really put in an overdrive to get there to make it the out. Otherwise, boy, we had a disaster.
We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. No score. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 business days before any digging project. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
The Pizza Brick Road always goes to Tyroni's. I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm ready to go. The Pizza Brick Road goes to Tyroni's. So follow me down the Pizza Brick Road. Road down to Tyroni's. The Pizza Brick Road. The Pizza Brick Road always goes to Tyroni's.
Sheet Metal Workers Local 20 and SMACNA, the Sheet Metal and Air Conditioning Contractors National Association, have the most qualified sheet metal and HVAC contractors in the Evansville area. To find a list of our qualified union contractors, visit unionsheetmetalindustry.com.
Phil McCune on the call. We have no score here as we enter the bottom of the 4th. There's only one hit today so far in this game. That was a Mitchell Hansen left center double. stepping into the batter's box for the Otters now will be Keith Grieshaber. But, Bill, it's been a pitcher's duel thus far.
It has been, and that the other pitcher's doing a great job, but you got to take it. You can't take anything away from Austin either.
No. Valentino kicks and fires for the first pitch of the at-bat, and it's a called strike on the inside corner to Keith Grieshaber. Yeah. Now, we've noticed through these past 3 innings that Valentino likes to work pretty slow. Nicely is working a little bit faster as Nicely tries to locate his fastball around the zone. The next pitch to Grieshaber is a swing and a miss as he bent over on his back knee to try to get any type of contact on that ball. Count now at 0-2. Well, Bill, today in 1933, the first Major League All-Star game was announced for July 6th at Kaminsky Park, and it would be played as a part of the Chicago's World Fair. The 0-2 is a ball on the outside corner. 1-2 the count to Grieshaber. So back in 1933 was when the first Major League Baseball All-Star game was announced, and it was played later in that July. And
the World's Fair.
Yeah.
I missed it. But I picked up the next one in New York the following a couple of years later. I got that one in New York, yes.
What was it like at the World's Fair?
All I remember was the big round ball and that kind of a small monument or whatever. Other than that, I don't remember too much about it.
Okay. Did you have a good time?
Apparently I did.
The 1-2, chopper to third. Off one hop, Bryant throws it over to Crane. And the umpire was very delayed on that call, but that'll be out number 2.
You know, that's a couple of outstanding plays we've seen Brandt, the third baseman, make. In that particular one, he fielded that a high hop barehanded and then threw a bullet over there. I got to give him credit.
That would be out number 1, excuse me.
Yeah.
As Ryan Long went to the dish. Long, a fantastic athlete. He was intentionally walked yesterday in the 9th to put Hansen in the position to win the game.
Now, we know his mother and father and grandmother and grandpapa were watching this game back in Chandler.
The first pitch to Long is a called strike on the outside corner.
Great people. I mean, they're really nice. They come up here a couple times a year, and they're real nice people.
Well, in my conversation with Ryan Long earlier this year, he really credits his mom and dad for raising him the right way. He's a family man, just treats people with respect in the way they want to be treated. And his mom and dad raised him the right way. He gives a lot of credit to them. As the next pitch to Long is a foul ball and out of play. Count now at 0-2.
What you're saying, I went to sign a kid that I was with the Padres. We drafted him number 1. This is in the winter draft.
Okay.
And he was from New Jersey. You're up in your area, believe it or not.
Well, what part of Jersey? Because I'm in the south part of New Jersey.
I'm talking about Cherry Hill.
Okay. The 0-2 to Long. Check swing. Doesn't go. Count will go to 1-2. That pitch was low in the dirt.
When my brother called, he said, we drafted so-and-so, number 1, go and sign him. I said, oh, no, Jack, he's not worth it. Anyway, during the winter drafts, there's very little talent, so being a number 1 draft's not a great thing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I went to see him.
Valentino kicks and fires for the 1-2. Check swing and
no. Yes,
Long goes around
that's that half a swing again.
As it'll be strikeout for Ryan Long and out number 2 in the inning.
If they're going to swing, continue to swing. Don't go halfway. Anyway, I went to see the kid, and as soon as I walked in, I started talking to the mother. And the kid told the mother, I can't use the language on the radio of the way he talked to his mother and father.
Oh, wow.
I said, I do not want to sign him.
Oh, no.
Which I didn't. He had no respect for his parents. Unbelievable.
The first pitch to Lane is a called strike on the outside corner. 0-1 the count is. Lane went down on strikes back in the second inning. No, just to finish up on Ryan, he also credits his dad for spending countless hours of time with him in the cage, in the field, just trying to make him a better athlete. The 0-1 Ground ball over to second base. It will be close. And Lane will beat out a single.
Oh, yeah.
Beat out the throw from Lopes as he dove into the outfield grass to throw to Crane to try to get the out. But Lane, running down the first base line, gets to first base safely, running hip pocket, eye socket down the first base line.
And we nearly had a collision there at first base. And I don't know why that umpire is very, very hesitant in his calls. And I was standing, I was waiting, is he going to call him out? Is he going to call him safe? He didn't say nothing.
So that'll bring up Mitchell Hansen, who is 1 for 1 and has the only Otters hit until that last one by Taylor Lane. Had a double to left center field. First pitch to Mitchell is low in the dirt for a ball. Count at 1-0.
See, now here I would be stealing. You got nothing to lose. There's 2 outs. There's not many runs on the board. Yeah, Lane hopefully can run. I'd gamble and take a steal.
Well, manager Andy McCauley was aggressive last night.
Oh, he was very aggressive.
The 1-0 to Hansen, swing and a miss. Count now even at 1. Looks like it was a breaking ball on that particular pitch there from Valentino.
Andy's down there giving a bunch of signs, but I don't think steal is one of them. But we'll see.
Maybe just a sign to throw off everyone else if they were trying to pick up on it. 1-1 the count to Hansen.
Well, watch Lane. He's rocking. He's rocking. Maybe he's getting his foot is gripping. See him?
Yes. Digging his right foot into the dirt.
Yeah.
The 1-1. And a throw down to second base. And he is out. Taylor Lane thrown out by Giuliano. Throwing it down to Lopes, and time for the third out. We will head to the top of the 5th. No score here at Bosse Field. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier and Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the tri-state, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier and Press can be found online at courierandpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier and Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations: west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball on a glorious afternoon and evening here at Bosse Field. Bill, you, as we're with Dave Newen and Bill McCune. Bill, are you a Bruce Springsteen fan?
No, believe it or not, no. He's from Jersey, though.
Yes. First pitch from Nicely is a swing and a miss for strike 1.
I think he's from Freehold, New Jersey.
Yeah, up in the northern parts. Next pitch is a ground ball to Cronin over to first, and in time for the out to Austin Wobrock. 1 away here in the top of the 5th. I got to tell you, we got to give a lot of credit to our radio engineer, Mr. Paul Mattingly, to not only produce this broadcast, but come up with interesting musical intros.
Paul is one of the best in the business, and we're happy to have him.
The first pitch from Nicely is a ball low and away. as the catcher Giuliano steps to the plate. Giuliano was the man who threw out Taylor Lane in the last half inning. Next pitch from Nicely is a fastball, called strike on the outside corner. Count now even at 1. Next pitch is a liner over the head of Grieshaber into center field for a base hit. And Giuliano gets aboard with a single. That was the first hit allowed by Nicely. So sadly, Bill, there goes the no-hitter.
Yeah, you're right. No, Nicely's not going to have the opportunity to throw a no-hitter. You're right. It was a pretty good line drive over the shortstop's head, though. You know, when you lose a no-hitter, although we're premature in what we're saying, but when it's a good hit, I played ball with a guy named Ernie Kristoff. It was a pitcher.
Connor Crane will enter the dish. First pitch to Crane is low in the dirt for a ball. Go ahead, Bill.
Ernie was from Cleveland, Ohio. He played here in Evansville and later in Waycross, Georgia. Anyway, Ernie could throw the ball 90 plus. And the guy to get up and hit the ball over the fence and didn't bother him. Next guy hit another over the fence and didn't bother him. 5 guys could get up and 5 home runs and it didn't bother him.
Next pitch to Crane is low and away for a ball. Count now at 2-0 to the man who leads the Florence Freedom in RBIs. We have Grieshaber and Cronin playing towards second base at double play depth, and I really can't see Cronin because I have a pole in my view. So
He's playing halfway, and he's playing normal position.
Okay. Thank you, Bill.
You're welcome, sir.
The 2-0. The ball inside from Nicely. Count moving to 3-0. Runner on first and Giuliano.
The point I was making about Ernie, 5 home runs, the next guy would bloop one over the infield. He'd get so mad and throw his glove, start cursing and yelling out there. He figured when he threw hard, they should hit the ball hard.
The 3-0 is a called strike. Do you see what the batter did right there, Bill?
Yes, I've told you. They do it all the time. They never learn. Obviously, when some coach was teaching them that, they were home playing hooky.
Never did that in my career.
Play hooky?
Yeah, never did. I would have gotten in serious trouble. The 3-1 from Nicely. Ground ball through the hole, a base hit. Grieshaber can't get over there in time at his position at short. So now the Freedom have 2 men on base. Giuliano moving to second and Crane at first with the single.
Well, we still have the setup for a double play. You got 1 out.
We got to play at third, second, or first.
Right.
Double play would be nice right here. As the top of the order comes up for the Florence Freedom. Mr. Isaac Bernard, the left fielder, will step into the batter's box. And Bernard did a good job yesterday in the beginning part of the game, setting the tone for the Freedom as they were led by him. They were able to get 3 runs in the first 2 innings yesterday.
Yeah.
Nicely will look over at the runner, Giuliano, at second base. Kicks and fires for the first pitch of the at-bat. It's a called strike right on the inside corner. 0-1 the count.
Now, if you notice, Dakota is playing first base and he's playing back. And someone would say, well, why isn't he holding him tight on first? Well, the runner can't go nowhere. There's a runner on second, so that's the reason why.
Nicely looks over at Giuliano at second base. Looks over once more. Kicks and fires for the 0-1. And time was called by the umpire, so that pitch will not count, as the batter Bernard was able to call time just before the windup and throw by Austin Nicely.
I will disagree with that till I go to my grave. When that pitcher's ready to throw, let him throw, and that batter can't be yelling, time out and then stepping out. Pitchers get hurt that way. That's not fair to the pitcher.
Nicely kicks and fires for the 0-1. Ground ball over the glove of Long at third, rolling to left field. Mags can't handle it cleanly. 1 run scores, 2 runs will score, and heading to third will be Bernard. And the Florence Freedom lead this one by a score of 2-0.
That's did they give him a triple on that? It was a double with an error. That's the way it was. Okay.
They'll bring up Luis Pintor as Bernard comes up big with men in scoring position.
You know, for the folks that aren't watching this on the computer, there was no way Ron Long could have gotten that ground ball. That hugged that foul line.
All the way down.
All the way down. And I don't care, you know, if you were the best third baseman in the world, you're not going to get that. You remember Al Rosen? You probably don't.
No, I do not.
Al Rosen was the third baseman for the Cleveland Indians, 1948. Later became the president and general manager of the San Francisco Giants.
First pitch to Pintor is foul and out of play. 0-1 the count.
Al Rosen used his chest to stop baseballs. He didn't field too many with his glove. He stopped a lot with his chest.
Well, that's why you get to keep the ball in front of you, right?
That's the object of the game. That's right. Keep the ball in front of you. Keep the glove low.
The 0-1 liner in the air to center field and will be caught by Cullen for the second out. Tagging will be Bernard, and the Florence Freedom lead this one by a score of 3-0.
I'll tell you what, all 3 hits, in fact, all 4 hits were pretty good. They
on solid contact.
Yes, all 4 made solid contact. So they deserve it. There was, you know, outside of the misjudged grounder, if you want to call it, out there in left field.
That'll bring up Caleb Lopes, the designated hitter.
It might have cost 1 run. You know, in other words, the runner got to third. We'd be stranded on second. And with that fly ball to center, he'd maybe move to third, but it'd be 2 runs and not 3.
Next pitch to Lopes is inside for a ball. Count now at 2-0 with 2 outs. 3-0 Freedom to score as Nicely will kick and fire for the 2-0. Ground ball foul down the third base side and out of play. So there's a double ripped down the third base line. Ryan Long was not able to get to that ball in time, and 2 runs scored. And then the sac fly by Pintor gives the Freedom a 3-0 lead.
Well, here they come into the
2-1 from Nicely, swing and a miss. That'll be strike 2. So 2-2 the count with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th.
We come into the 5th inning, didn't have a hit, and all of a sudden 3. Bang, 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 and 3 runs.
And the Freedom have done it through small ball, it seems like. Called strike 3 on the fastball by Nicely.
It's the 3rd strikeout.
That'll be 3 runs scored by the Florence Freedom as we head to the bottom of the 5th. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vanderburgh or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at ibew16.net.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of Evansville Otters baseball on 91.5 FM WUEV Evansville.
Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. So Mitchell Hansen steps to the plate once more as Taylor Lane was caught stealing in the previous inning for the Otters back in the bottom of the fourth. So Mitchell Hansen will get a new opportunity at the plate. He gets a called strike on the outside corner for strike one.
Well, that last call calling Lane to steal was a good move by Andy. That's the way you want to play it. There's 2 outs.
The 0-1 to Hansen. Fly ball, right field, and it will be caught. A basket catch there made by Lopes for out number 1. Got to give credit there to the second baseman.
Lopes, yeah, he needs to, and he struck out 3 times. So he better do something, otherwise he'll be taking the Greyhound bus home.
I think the Freedom came to Evansville on a Greyhound bus, so.
Oh, did they?
No, it wasn't a Greyhound. It was probably a charter, a much,
they're all chartered.
A better quality bus.
Yeah.
Dakota Phillips will step into the batter's box. He's
all equipped with TVs and radio connections and restrooms in the back.
Yeah. The first pitch to Phillips is low in the dirt for a ball. Count at 1-0.
A far cry from the Otters when they first started. The first year that they played in this league, and now I'm lost for the manager. Boots Day was the manager. They traveled in a school bus.
Oh, wow.
That was owned by a church, I believe. But anyway, in my past experience in pro baseball, I rode in many of those school buses, and I'll tell you what, hard seats, no room, 2 guys in a chair that they squeezed 3 elementary kids.
That's right. That's right. Phillips is 0 for 1 tonight with a strikeout. The next pitch to Dakota is a line shot, right center field, and that ball, is that caught? It is.
It is.
A diving catch by Ricky Ramirez Jr. As the pitcher, Valentino, salutes his hat out to his right fielder. An amazing catch.
Oh, I know it. And that umpire ran right out there, so it was a good call on the umpire's part as well. That you can't hit it any harder, any farther, and be robbed.
384 feet. He was 1 foot shy of hitting a right center field, as that was just a fantastic play. Going full extension, diving to make the catch was Ricky Ramirez Jr., the right fielder for the Florence Freedom, and that'll be out number 2.
Yeah.
Jack Meggs enters the batter's box, the man from Sammamish, Washington.
When you see plays like that, Dave,
they belong on ESPN.
Well, but you also say, hey, the odds are against us.
First pitch to Meggs is low in the dirt for a ball. It seems that Meggs lost his footing for some reason. Will step out of the batter's box and trot around to gather himself.
You see now where the third baseman Brand is playing. Now a good bunt down the third base line is a base hit, but a good bunt because that guy can play third.
He's got a really good arm.
Good arm.
The 1-0 to Meggs, swing and a miss, strike 1.
Kind of a change. He was way out in front of that. I hate seeing that one-hand swing. I know. Charlie Lau, Walt Reniak, 2 disciplines of the one-hand swing. Disciples, not disciplines. Disciples.
Valentino kicks and fires for the 1-1. Chopper over to second base. Can he get there in time? And he does. Lopes over to Crane for out number 3. The Otters go down 1-2-3. We head to the top of the sixth. 3-0 Florence, the score. You're listening to Evansville Otters baseball on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters.
The Tri-State
Digital
Area
Network.
Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at mymarathonstation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is fueling the American spirit.
Warning, truck red.
This Evansville Otters broadcast is made possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville. A full list of New Image Travel's offerings can be found online at newimagecharter.com. New Image Travel can be reached toll-free at 1-800-432-6213. New Image Travel, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Oh, 33 is the...
Why Old National Bank? Old National Bank began in 1834 with just one room and a passion for helping people prosper. Today, we are honored and grateful to be the financial partner for so many businesses, families, and individuals like you. From our commitment to safety and security to our promise of service that will exceed your expectations, we want to be your bank for life. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune here on the call. We're in the top of the sixth. 3-0 Florence, the score. But for the most part, it's been a pretty good game. The Otters only have 2 hits to show for it. And Austin Nicely isn't pitching that bad.
Oh, outside of the last inning, they didn't have a hit, and then they bunched 3 together, and then the sacrifice fly ball, and there was 3 runs. Take one of those hits away, and, you know, it's well, it is respectable. 3-0 is not bad.
And the official score, Alex Gould, let us know that it's 2 runs. The other one is unearned.
Yes, right, because of the one that the last run, I think, is unearned.
Yep.
Yeah.
First pitch to Mr. Mercurio is a called strike. Next pitch is a swinging strike. Count now quickly to 0-2.
Yeah. You know, something happened in between the innings. I don't know how many people here paid attention to it, and of course our fans out there in Radio Land couldn't see it. But the catcher, Calabrese, was not...
As this is a shot and will drop for a base hit in front of Mitchell Hansen in right field. Mercurio is aboard with a single.
Calabrese was the next batter, so he was out of his uniform, his catching equipment. Rissatelli's injured, as you said. Dakota, the other catcher, is playing first. There was no catcher to warm up a pitcher. You had to have one of the coaches, Bobby Siegel, went out and warmed up warmed the pitcher up.
Versatility at its finest, then,
That's
right,
right.
Bill?
You don't see that very often. Bobby was right on the ball. Bobby Siegel.
It'll bring up Ricky Ramirez Jr., who in the previous half inning made that amazing diving catch out in right field. Nicely checks the runner Mercurio at first. Kicks and fires for the first pitch of the at-bat. As Calabrese fields the ball went out of his glove and was able to get the ball back in time to Nicely.
Hey, we're going to find out where in Staten Island he's from, because that's just across the river from where I'm from in New Jersey.
Oh, yeah? Where's that?
South Amboy.
Okay.
In fact, tomorrow is a big day, and I'll make that announcement tomorrow.
All right. Not far from Seton Hall, right?
Up the road about 20 miles, yeah.
Okay. The 1-0 drag bunt down the first base line as Phillips tosses it over to Cronin.
We got him. What a call.
Did he call him out? I didn't
he
see
called
it.
him out.
I didn't see the umpire make the call.
Cronin made a great play at second base for that one.
Ramirez does the job and moves his runner Mercurio to second base. That'll bring up Mr. Taylor Bryant to the third baseman. Another runner in scoring position for the Freedom. Nicely kicks and fires. The first pitch is outside for a ball to Bryant. Clear skies here. A cool 88 degrees here at Bossy Field.
Beautiful day today. I got a sunburn from being sitting out in the sun.
You didn't put any lotion on, I guess.
I don't use that. That's for other people.
Okay. Fly ball, left center field, pretty deep, and this ball is caught.
Up against the fence. Oh, no, he dropped it.
Hunter Cullen dropped
Yes.
it? Okay.
Well, what happened is he hit the wall. It was in the glove, and then he slammed into the wall, and the ball jumped out of his glove. Heck, that was one heck of a play by Hunter. Whether he made the catch or not, that was one heck of a play. He ran it.
I could have sworn the ball landed in his glove.
It did, but then he rammed into the wall. I mean, he was going such great force that slamming into the wall, the ball jumped out of his glove. In fact, good thing Meggs was there to pick it up. But what a play on Hunter. Even though it wasn't an out, it was one heck of a play.
And a tough one, too. So now there's men on second and third with one out for the Freedom. And Mr. Wobrock, the shortstop, comes up with a golden opportunity to extend their lead. Nicely kicks and fires, and the first pitch of the at-bat is low in the dirt for a ball.
I bet in football terms that Hunter ran at least 60, 70 yards.
Probably.
To get to that area.
Right in front of the Ride Safe Indiana sign.
Yeah.
Out in left center. Under the scoreboard as well.
Right.
As Wobrock will show bunt, pulls his bat back. Count now at 1-1.
No, that was, you got to give credit. And Hunter did one heck of a job. Unfortunately, the Otters didn't benefit, but so what?
Umpire calls time as Wobrock will step out of the batter's box and readjust his position.
We need a strikeout right now.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
The 1-1 from Nicely. Fly ball and foul down the third base line, hitting the tent over there. And it seems that there are a few fans over there trying to get a souvenir.
Yeah, 2 kids went running. 3 kids went running. I lost them.
No, there's a handful. Some of them are behind the wall.
They just come back. Which one got it?
Always a joy for a kid to go to a baseball game.
Oh, wait a minute. They're all running back. Maybe they didn't get it. They all kept running back.
Nicely would check the runner at second. Kicks and fires for the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and there's the strikeout you wanted there, Bill.
That's what we needed.
That'll be out number 2. We'll bring up the catcher, Mr. Mike Giuliano. And from the sound of his last name...
Here comes Max. Or is that Andy? No, that's Max.
I believe it's Max, the pitching coach for the Otters. As they're probably saying what we should do in this particular situation.
Well...
Nicely is at 83 pitches, 51 of them for strikes. Not doing a bad job. I think he's trying to say this is what we should do in this particular situation. We just need to get the out at first, or a fly out, or whatever the case may be, because it's 2 outs.
Anything. The only thing, you're not going to get a force at third base, so. Or second.
Today, Bill, in 1957, Dick Williams of the Orioles hit a 9th-inning game-tying solo home run against Chicago's Paul LaPalme.
Williams?
Dick Williams. Seconds before 10:20 p.m. A time set as a curfew so the White Sox could catch a train out of Baltimore.
Yeah.
If Williams had done anything else, Chicago would have won. The game was replayed from the beginning, and Baltimore won. Interesting, a curfew.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know. The only Dick Williams I knew was managed the Red Sox, Oakland, and the 184 San Diego National League champs.
Oh.
That's the only Dick Williams I knew.
The 1-0 from Nicely. That called strike on the outside corner. Count now even at 1 to the catcher, Giuliano.
We were in Philadelphia, your hometown or
Okay.
your area.
Mm-hmm.
San Diego Padres. I was down in the locker room before the game, and Dick Williams says, Bills, come back down and we'll go out and have a few beers after the game. I said, all right, Dick, I'll meet you.
That sounds wonderful.
So, anyway, we were getting our tails whipped like 13-1.
What year was this?
1987, I guess.
So you got to see Schmitty.
Yeah.
The 1-1 is a ground ball to Phillips, fields it, and touches the first base bag for out number 3. The Freedom leave 2 stranded as we head to the bottom of the 6th. 3-0 Florence as you're listening to Evansville Otters baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 at WUEV.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Sinorama Evansville for their support this season. Sinorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the tri-state. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Sinorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at sinorama.com/in-Evansville. Sinorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The local Pepsi Bottling Group features Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state and would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. The Pepsi Bottling Group has locations at 2605 West Marion Street in Marion, Illinois, 3081 Contronics Drive in Owensboro, Kentucky, and 11733 West Industrial Park Drive in Elberfeld, Indiana. Information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Since 1994, Slays Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slays Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slays Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Gwynn and Bill McCune on the call.
Yeah, Dave, I just wanted to tell you that my computer just just notified me. I said 87. It was 85.
85.
Because in 86, Dick Williams went to spring training. He quit after the first day.
Oh, wow.
We were stuck. But anyway, the game got over. We lost like 13-2, whatever. I waited, went to the locker room, waited. Players got dressed, showered, got dressed, and they left. It was just Dick and I. I said, okay, Dick, where are we going? He said, I'm particular who I drink with. I'm not drinking with you.
What?
After me waiting the whole time. That was Dick Williams. You were his buddy. But when things go wrong, he didn't want no part of you. and I can tell you another one real quick after this.
As Rob Calabrese steps into the batter's box, Rob is 0 for 1 tonight with a strikeout back in the 3rd inning. He's not doing a bad job behind the plate.
No, Calabrese, no. He's not bad.
First pitch to Rob is foul ball behind the catcher into the netting and out of play.
He's got a strong arm.
His bat isn't too bad.
But his accuracy, he needs a little more throws to second. And his agility, he's got to get off his rump, if I can say that.
Got it.
And have agility behind the plate.
The 0-1 to Calabrese. Chopper foul down the third base line and out of play. Calabrese came up big last night. He had the walk. He worked a walk. Has had a few hits in the Thunderbolts series and does a fine job calling a game. He called Randy Wynn on Thursday. He called Randy Wynn's first start with that we saw here
I
on
know
Saturday night. So
and I thought that's
he calls a pretty good game behind the plate.
Well, I thought a lot of pitchers will say
The next pitch to Rob is fly ball, left field, and caught for out number 1.
a lot of pitchers will go to the manager and they'll say, Skip, I'd like for Dave to catch today, and I got more confidence when Dave's catching than Bill. So, can Dave catch? They do that a lot.
Okay. Then I'll bring up Hunter Cullen, who made an attempt at the wall out in left center field to make a catch. The ball was initially in his glove, and then it popped out. Trying to see if Hunter can make it up at the plate right here. He did that last night. The first pitch to Cullen is a called strike on the outside corner.
Yeah.
Cullen, a native of Newport Beach, California, playing his college baseball at Cal State Fullerton, one of the premier baseball schools out on the West Coast.
I agree with you on that.
Valentino kicks and fires for the 0-1. Next pitch is low in the dirt to Cullen, evening the count at 1.
Try to steal in that extra run. We were playing in the playoffs in 1984, and we were in Chicago. We had just gotten there. Of course, we were allowed to practice before the playoffs, and all the TV and radio guys are interviewing ball players. So Dick Hager and I, the 2 major league scouts, we were in the locker room, and we were waiting until everyone got out. And then we sat in the dugout, and they were interviewing all the ball players, and Dick Williams waited. And all the reporters are interviewing different players.
The next pitch to Cullen, swing and a miss on that high fastball right there, Bill. The count will now be 1-2.
Right. So now here comes Dick Williams, and they all leave the TV and the reporters. They leave the players, and they go to Dick Williams. And then all of a sudden, here comes Steve Garvey out of the locker room. They all left Dick Williams and went to Steve Garvey. What a... well.
The 1-2 to Cullen. Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
You can't... that's a pretty hard pitch to hit. That's the weakness for left-hand hitters. That breaking pitch from a righty that's coming in and breaks right into their ankles to a left-hander, and they go for, as we say, the golf swing. It's a real hard pitch to hit.
And to bring up David Cronin, who is 0 for 2 tonight. Maybe third time's a charm for him. It was last night.
Well, he got robbed the last time, didn't he, with that line drive?
Yes.
And the catcher, the second baseman leaped up.
Yes. Yeah, it was a shot. Lopes had the hops and was able to make the catch. Cronin calls time. Bill, today in 1968, Al Kaline hits his 307th home run, surpassing Hank Greenberg as a Tiger.
Detroit Tigers. Yeah. Yeah, he was a good ball player. Good ball player.
What position did Kaline play?
He was an outfielder.
Okay. First pitch to Cronin is low in the dirt for a ball.
I didn't know Hank Greenberg, but I did know his son. His son was a minor leaguer with the Washington team, and then later became deputy commissioner of baseball.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Of course, he came from a rich family. Not Hank Greenberg, but the wife, his mother.
The 1-0 to Cronin. He breaks his bat. Wood chips fly across home plate and into the grass behind home plate, and Cronin will need to get another bat.
Now you saw the team on the road. I didn't. That's the first broken bat I've had all year.
Yeah.
Normally we will see quite a few, and you'll see part of the bat go out to the fielders as well.
Yes.
The batter will have the handle in his hand, and the bat will be out in the infield.
Well, when I was in Windy City, one of the Windy City players hit a foul ball, but the bat went flying down the third base side out of the batter's hands instead.
Yeah.
That was something you don't see every day.
No.
Cronin gets a new bat. Will step back into the batter's box with an even count at 1. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. Otters down 3-0 to the Florence Freedom. They only have 2 hits to show for their offense tonight. The 1-1 to Cronin is a called strike on the outside corner. I agree with you, Bill.
Oh, my God, that was high and outside. Well, we're all entitled to make a mistake. That was the umpire's mistake.
I don't think Andy McCauley was too happy with that call.
Well, that's one thing you can't do. You can't argue. I mean, if Andy came down, you're automatically out for arguing on a pitch.
Okay. Count at 1-2.
Yeah.
Pitch is low in the dirt for a ball. Count even at 2 with 2 outs. The Otters.
Now, there you are. The batter is number 2. There's 2 outs. There's 2 balls. There's 2 strikes. That's 4 of a kind. You can't beat that. Royal Flush, I don't think, beats that.
I'm not a poker player, but that sounds like a pretty good hand.
Now, you can argue a safe and out call at third base or first base, but don't argue about a pitch.
Okay. Valentino kicks and fires for the 2-2. That pitch is low. Count will go full to David Cronin, the man from Orland Park, Illinois.
Greg Jeltz was one of the managers here in the Otters in 2006, and he was friends with Bill Lee, the manager, or the commissioner. And he'd stand down there, and he would argue balls and strikes with those umpires, and all they do is look at Greg. They never threw him out.
Valentino takes a breath on the mound, kicks and fires for the 3-2.
No, good.
That'll be ball 4, take your base. And the Otters, with 2 outs, have David Cronin on first.
Well, start of a rally. A lot of rallies start with 2 outs.
As Keith Grieshaber steps to the batter's box. Keith is 0 for 2 tonight.
What is going on with JJ?
I don't know. He had I believe is a back injury, something with his back. He had to get stitches.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for some particular reason.
Oh.
So I don't think they want to rush him if he's not ready. So he's going to be communicating with the team trainer Sarah as well as Andy to see when it's a good time for him to get back.
Oh yeah, you don't want to play around with stitches.
Yeah. Fly ball.
Boom.
Into the stands. Count.
No, must have went over the roof. I didn't hear the bang.
Count at 0-1.
Well, we got the TV man still here taking pictures. Normally they get whatever they need and they rush back to the studio because it'll be going on the air in, a half hour, 9 o'clock news.
Got it. Unless he's trying to get it for the 10 o'clock. Valentino will step off the bag, check Cronin at first. Well, today in 1982, Tigers outfielder Larry Herndon is 14th to hit 4 consecutive home runs. 4 home runs in a game by 1 player. As the pitch is thrown down to second base, Cronin will get there safely. That throw was good by Giuliano.
I tell you what, I don't know how you saw it, but Cronin was 5 steps on his way to second before that pitcher released the ball. That was heads up running.
Cronin has good speed on the base path. He was able to get a good lead. And I believe he dove head first to get in there safely. Yeah, he did. He's not afraid to put some dirt on his uniform.
Well, you were talking about a gentleman a while back by the name Mickey Mantle, I believe his name was.
Yep.
Had great speed. However,
the next pitch to Grieshaber is low in the dirt. Count now at 2-1.
However, didn't steal many bases because of one thing. There's a difference between stealing or speed and getting that initial jump. If you can't ignite off that base, then I don't care how fast you are, you're out. You got to accelerate on the first step. Quickness.
Next pitch to Grieshaber is low in the dirt once more. Count at 3-1 with 2 outs. Cronin, the lone man at second base, stealing it. Otters need They could use a hit right here.
Yeah, base hit.
Haven't seen a hit from an Otter since Taylor Lane back in the 4th.
Right, and that was close.
Yes.
You know.
Who was later caught stealing.
Yes. I'd say,
Valentino kicks and fires for the 3-1. Ball forward, take your base. And Keith Grieshaber will be on as the Otters now have runners on first and second, 2 outs. And if there's any man that could be due for a hit right now to make up for that ball that rolled down the third base line, it's Ryan Long. Now, in that particular play, it's not Ryan's fault because that ball was smoked.
I don't care.
But Ryan likes to take pride in his overall play, both in the field and at the plate. So now, here's a golden opportunity for Ryan to get a hit, and I think a base hit could score Cronin from second.
Right. Now, just an observation. You had Keith there, Chris Hopper, whatever.
Grieshaber.
Yeah, he was at bat, and if you notice the right fielder, he was playing shallow. Well, here comes Ryan Long, and now he's back into deep right field. But all Keith had to do was get a fly ball over his head, and that wouldn't have been hard. A 300-foot shot would have went way over his head. You would have had 1 run and a runner on second, maybe third.
I think Grieshaber's got decent speed.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know why that right fielder was playing shallow for Keith. I have no idea.
The former Texas Tech Red Raider with an opportunity to potentially get the Otters on the board here with 2 outs, men on first and second. First pitch to Long is called strike, low and away. 0-1 to count to Long.
Ryan's got to pull that trigger. Too many times he's taken that pitch, and he's got it. He gets the abbreviated bat and holds up. He's got to continue. You know, we love him.
0-1 to Long. Low in the dirt, gets away from Giuliano, and that, I believe, will be a pass ball.
Yes, it should be a pass ball because it wasn't wild at all. You know, I got a kick out of those pass.
Wild pitch.
Wild pitch. My God, if I was catching, that would have been a pass ball.
So now that'll move runners to second and third. Cronin 90 feet away from getting the Otters on the board.
Now, we scored a couple runs in the past on pass balls by the catcher. I think one day it was at least twice we scored.
The 1-1 to Long. Fly ball at center field. That will be
up against
caught.
The fence. You can't hit him any
385 feet to left center, and that won the inning. That ball was hit hard by Ryan. As 2 men were left for the Otters in scoring position, we head to the top of the 7th, 3-0 Florence. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 601 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-6151.
The Tin Fish Restaurant, located at 300 West Jennings Street in Newburgh, Indiana, is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu features salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos, and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. It can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000. The Tin Fish Restaurant.
Injuries are inevitable. It doesn't matter if you're playing baseball, walking the dog, or falling from a ladder. Injuries happen. When they do, Tri-State Orthopedics offers treatment for sprains, strains, and fractures by medical specialists. Tri-State Orthopedics is located at 225 Cross Lake Drive in Evansville, just north of the Lloyd and I-164. Tri-State Orthopedics can be reached by phone at 812-477-1558. Its urgent care line is 812-474-OUCH. Tri-State Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Dwin and Bill McCune on the call. Looks like, see, it appears Nicely is still on the mound. We have some Otters action in the bullpen.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's analyze the game. Outside of that one inning, 3 base hits back-to-back, and that's it. Otherwise, he's done a great job out there.
First pitch from Nicely is a called strike on the inside corner.
He's walked 2 batters. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strikeouts.
No, he's pitched much better than he did last Sunday.
I'll say.
The next pitch is high and outside for a ball. Count now even at 1. That'll be to Connor Crane, the leading RBI guy for the Florence Freedom. Count now at 1-2. Nicely will kick and fire for the payoff pitch. Fly ball out of play down the first base side. Can't figure out the number right away, but we do have some action in the Otters bullpen.
Yeah, when you get those uniforms, the numbers blend in with the shirt. It's hard to decipher.
The 1-2 from Nicely is a fly ball, center field. Cullen running under it, and he will make the catch for out number 1. That'll bring up the top of the order as Isaac Bernard, the left fielder, will come to the plate. And the last time he was at bat, he hit a double that helped score Giuliano and Crane, and to give the Otters, the Freedom, a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, the opposite field. Left-hand batter hits one right down the third base line that Greg Nettles, great Yankee third baseman, couldn't have gotten.
That's right. He hit the ball down the third base line that Long couldn't get to in time. First pitch to Bernard is low outside for a ball. Count at 1-0, and the 1-0 pitch from Nicely is low in the dirt.
Greg Nettles played third base for us in the year we won it in '84. My wife asked him for an autograph in Detroit when we were playing in the World Series, and he refused my wife. Can you imagine that?
Oh, my gosh, that's terrible.
Oh, my wife.
2-0, called strike on the inside corner. Count now at 2-1 to Bernard. Bernard is batting 5 for 28 this season, 178 batting average with an RBI. The 2-1, check swing and foul and out of play down the third base side. Count now even at 2. Built today in 1968, Frank Howard hit his 10th home run in a 6-game span to power the Washington Senators to an 8-4 victory over Detroit at Tiger Stadium.
Gentle giant. The gentle giant.
Ground ball through the hole, a base hit. Grieshaber can't get there in time, and that's a single for Isaac Bernard.
I believe if you check the records, and I know Paul Mattingly is going to check as I say this, but I believe Frank Howard played here back in 1957 or 58 or something like that. He played with, I believe it was Peoria. I'm not sure.
Peoria, Illinois, right?
Yes, in the Three-Eye Lake. He was called the Gentle Giant. He was monstrous in size, but like a little baby.
Swing and a miss as a fastball right there from Nicely. 0-1 the count.
If you
to Mr. Pintor.
If you went to the old Washington ballpark up in left center, and I'm talking about deep upper deck left center, they had chairs and they had them painted Frank Howard. I mean, you're talking 500-foot shots. You're the only one that hit him.
Oh, he had that kind of power?
Yeah, he did. And he managed our Padres until my brother fired him.
0-1 to count to Pintor. That pitch is foul and out of play behind the catcher, Calabrese.
We were in New York at Shea Stadium, and Frank was managing our club, and got a situation where it was a bunt, and we ended up losing the game. So after the game, we were down in the locker room and in Frank, the manager's office, and my brother said to Frank, "Why didn't you bunt?"
Nicely throws over to first. Phillips doesn't apply the tag to Bernard.
He said, "Why didn't you bunt?" He said, "Well, Jack, the player said he thought he could get a base hit." Jack says, "Who's managing this club, the player or you?" He was fired.
Oh man, that's tough.
Well,
another throw over to first, and Phillips is not in time to make the tag.
No,
0-2 the count.
The players don't tell the managers what to do. The manager tells the players what to do.
Nicely with the glove at his waist. Hook, kick, and fire for the 0-2. Ground ball foul down the third base line, and Ryan Long was lucky on that one.
Yes. Well, I don't know about Ryan. I mean,
that was pretty sharp, but I think Ryan's glad that ball went foul because I don't know if he was able to get there in time.
But see, now he's playing a little closer to the line, but there's only so much. A first baseman and third baseman, they can't hug the line because then they leave a big open between the bases. However, anything goes down the line, it's just their base hits doubles.
0-2 in the dirt for a ball. Count now at 1-2.
Oh, Frank Howard was coaching. I forgot who he was. I was in Milwaukee, covering Milwaukee, and we stayed at the Pfister Hotel, which was downtown Milwaukee. And the ballpark was maybe a mile and a half out, whatever, 2 miles at the most.
The 1-2 from Nicely. Ground ball through the hole, a base hit as the runner, Bernard, goes from second to third. Down to first base is Pintor as Cronin, it seemed that he wasn't there in position to field the ground ball as he was positioned towards second base.
Well, no, what the situation was on that one, Dave, the runner was stealing. So Cronin had to go over to cover the bag on the throw. However, that was a hit and run, which is how you execute. When you have the second baseman or shortstop going to cover the bag, then you go the opposite field. And that's exactly what happened. So Cronin, there was no thing he could do. It was just an excellent execution by Florence.
Thank you for the clarification.
Well, that's okay. That'll be $5.
You got it. And a cold one?
No, I don't indulge in the
those anymore.
The drink of the.
I understood. Understood. First pitch of the liner to Nicely. Cronin throws it over to first, and Phillips can't make the catch. Overthrown.
Here comes a runner.
Here comes a run as Bernard will score, as well as Pintor.
Don't throw, no. Base hit and an error.
So that'll score 2 more runs for the Freedom.
Oh, boy, that's the second error for the Otters tonight. Oh.
So that'll score Bernard and Pintor, and the Freedom take a commanding 5-0 lead.
And I think that's the end of Nicely, although it's a tough one.
We have 2 pitchers warming up. We're going to go to a pitching change. We'll find out who the Otters' next pitcher is as we go to commercial break. Be right here for Evansville Otters baseball on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The Pizza Brick Road always goes to Tyroni's. I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm ready to go. The Pizza Brick Road goes to Tyroni's. So follow me down the Pizza Brick Road. Road down to Tyroni's. The Pizza Brick Road. The Pizza Brick Road always goes to Tyroni's.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
And Bill McCune on the call. We're still in the top of the seventh. There's a pitching change by the Otters. Austin Nicely's night is done. Today's pitcher-catcher battery is P.J. Brown on the mound and Rob Calabrese behind the plate. This pitcher and catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call at 812-475-9000.
Yeah, I don't know if the 2 runs were unearned or not, or just one.
We can find out at commercial. 2 runs have been scored by the Freedom. They lead this one by a score of 5-0. First pitch to Andre Mercurio is a ball low and away.
Yeah, only 1 run counted. Was against Nicely's ERA. Because of the error, that's how the other run scored. So I wasn't sure, but got it from the official, Alex.
Next pitch from Brown is a called strike on the breaking ball. Count now even at 1 with 1 out. And we have Lopes at third base.
We've been very fortunate to have an official scorer like Alex. He's affiliated with the University of Evansville. He's a former ball player, and he knows his business.
Oh, he knows his baseball, too. The 1-1 as he shows bunt, and the ball goes foul down the third base line and out of play.
Wow. Well, that was a suicide bunt.
Suicide squeeze?
Suicide squeeze. And the reason I'm saying that was a pitch that nearly went into dirt. So he had to go out of his way to reach across the plate to make contact, because otherwise the runner's out coming in from third. So on a suicide squeeze, you got to go after that pitch no matter where it is.
Infielders playing on the grass, and that will be over the glove of Cronin. An RBI single by Mercurio that will score Lopes, and the Freedom extend their lead to 6-0.
Well, you will hear me say it many, many times throughout the year. When the infield plays in, you cut down on the range of fielding. Now, Cronin would have had that as an easy out if he was back in his normal position. But when you bring the infield in to cut the run off at home, you limit the infielder's range. And sometimes you pay the penalty, which we just did.
First pitch, fly ball, left field, and it will be out of play. Meggs running down the left field line to try to hustle and make the catch. Goes into the stands. That'll be a strike to Ricky Ramirez Jr., who made that diving catch out in right field earlier in the game.
Right, and I'll tell you what, Mercurio was running. He started running when the pitcher still had the ball in his hand. Our pitcher never paid attention to the runner on first. You got to, when you got runners on, you got to look over there. Now he did.
The 0-1, low in the dirt for a ball. Count now even at 1 to Ramirez. The Freedom have put 3 on the board. Extend their lead to 6-0. The 1-1, low in the dirt for a ball from Brown. Count now at 2-1. So far, the Freedom have sent 5 men to the plate. This will be number 6. 3 runs on an error that was costly for the Otters in this inning.
Yeah.
They're just looking to get 2 more outs any way they can, and hopefully their bats can wake up.
Well, when you get a situation where you have to make a quick throw and everything else, the chances are you could make an error, and that's what happened in our situation.
The 2-1 as this ball is lined to center field and caught by Hunter Cullen. He bent over a bit at his waist. Oh, it's a single. So, in other words, Cullen let the ball bounce in front of him in order to field it.
Well, it was a case.
I thought when he bent over, it was a catch because I think he's athletic enough to make particular kind of plays. But now that'll be men on first and second.
Right.
As Ramirez gets on with a single.
In that situation, Dave, Hunter played it right. He came in charging. He knew he couldn't make it even if he dove. And besides, it'd be useless if he did. So he played it on the hop. And that was good playing on Hunter's point of what to do.
Runner takes off for third, and Calabrese doesn't throw.
Here we go. Again, we never looked at the runner. You know, we had that problem a couple years ago that our pitchers allowed so many runners to advance on stolen bases because they'd get on the mound, and their only mind was on pitching to the batter, and they'd forget runners were on. Runners were taking off just like the runner did now. They take off before the pitcher throws the ball.
That's a good heads-up call there by Mercurio to steal third. Men on first and third for the Freedom with 1 out as Taylor Bryant steps to the dish. His next pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. Count now even at 1.
Nice. That was a nice breaking pitch, yes.
Now it looks that Grieshaber and Cronin will play at double play depth.
Exactly. See, that's big because you're looking for the double play. Let the run score if you have to. Go for the double play.
Well, with 1 out in the double play, that would end the
Now,
inning.
there's something you don't see very often. The batter is number 1. There's 1 pitch, 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. You don't see that. It's always 2-2-2-2. Here it's 1-1-1-1.
The 1-1 ball way outside. Calabrese had to stand up and go, his arm extending from the left to the right side in order to make that catch.
All right, if you're paying attention there, and here's the coach over there, and he's talking to the runner on first, and he's showing when he lifts his leg, do this and do that. He's giving instructions over there. The first base coach is giving instructions how to steal.
We got some more action in the Otters bullpen.
Let's see if he...
The 2-1 from Brown, and it appears that he hits him.
Hit him.
Bryant will head to first on the hit by pitch.
You see that the first base coach picked up some mistake Brown was making, and that's why they were running, because they're wise. Again, that's what a coach's job is. Pick out the mistakes, the opposing players, coaches, managers, whatever. Pick out the mistakes and capitalize on them. Here we're going to have a new pitcher now.
We'll go to commercial break. The Otters will have Brown go to the dugout, and a new pitcher will be coming in for the Otters. You listen to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier and Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the Tri-State, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier and Press can be found online at courierandpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier and Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
GD Ritzies is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations: west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vanderburgh or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of Evansville Otters baseball on 91.5 FM WUEB Evansville.
Taylor Wright.
Welcome back to Evansville baseball, Evansville Otters baseball. We have a new pitching change for the Otters as Taylor Wright enters the mound with the bases loaded. Today's pitcher and catcher battery is Taylor Wright on the mound and Rob Calabrese behind the plate. This pitcher and catcher battery is responded by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call at 812-475-9000. Taylor Wright, a graduate of Brown University, has not done a bad job for the Otters so far. He pitched in the Windy City series, and it was able to shut out the Thunderbolts in Thursday's 12-2 win. Comes into the top of the 7th with the bases loaded and 1 out. So it's a tight spot here for the former Ivy League athlete. Wright will kick and fire for the first pitch of the at-bat. That's low in the dirt for a ball.
You don't see many players out of Yale or Princeton or, well, Columbia. Lou Gehrig come out of Columbia.
Oh, yeah?
But the Ivy League schools don't produce many professional baseball players. They're there for studies.
The 1-0 from Wright is low and away for a ball on the fastball. Count at 2-0.
Yeah. They're like in West Point. You go there, you play a sport, but that's not what you're going to be in the NFL or anything.
Mm-hmm. Austin Robrock to the dish. The next pitch from Wright is a called strike on the outside corner.
It looked like he held up on that and just changed speeds on that particular play.
Yeah, Wright has a fastball and a splitter.
Yeah.
So when he goes off speed, it's most likely his split fastball. The 2-1 from Wright. Fly ball foul down the third base line and out of play.
I don't know if you ever remember a guy named Jack Armstrong. He pitched with Cincinnati. He's from a New Jersey boy.
Okay.
And pitched in high school, Jersey, went to Rider College, and went on to play Major League Baseball. Jack Armstrong could throw the ball 90, 95 miles an hour. Had a great fastball.
The 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3 from Taylor Wright on the breaking pitch. There's that splitter, and out number 2.
And that was a great out because it's 2 outs. Well, anyway, what I was trying to say was Jack Armstrong would have a count of 3-0, and that 90-mile-an-hour fastball would be an 80-mile-an-hour. He aimed the pitches so he wouldn't walk batters.
Here comes the catcher, Giuliano.
Got a base hit the last time up, I believe.
Yes, no, he had a ground out to Phillips.
Did he?
First pitch is inside to Giuliano. 1-0 the count for Giuliano.
Yeah, Jack Armstrong, the all-American boy, threw up before every ball game. He was nervous. Yep.
Threw up out of nerves, or
yeah,
he
before the game.
Wow. So in other words, he didn't have many nights out then. Ground ball to Grieshaber, makes the play and can't come up with it.
Base hit.
Throws the ball to third. Grieshaber went over to put the ball in front of his body. Wasn't able to make any kind of play. So it would be a single for Giuliano.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that grass was wet or slippery, but he kind of lost his footing on that, and that's why he was backhanding it and base hit on that. And so, it was a base hit all the way. The only play that Keith had would have been the third base with the runner forcing, but I doubt it.
That'll bring up Connor Crane as the Freedom have batted around.
Yeah.
This would be the 9th batter. The man who led off this inning. Flied out to center field. Seemed like maybe 20, 25 minutes ago.
Yeah, something like that.
First pitch to Crane is a strike from right.
Well, the Otters will be coming up. They generally score in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings, so we're still in the ball game. Don't count your chickens until they're hatched.
Right with the baseball behind his back, the batter Crane, who leads the Freedom in RBIs. He is batting 150 this season, 3 for 20. The 0-1 from right, a called strike right on the inside corner.
Nice pitch.
Fastball right there.
Yeah. You say he's got a
splitter.
Forkball?
A splitter.
Fastball and a forkball? A splitter.
Fastball and a splitter.
Yeah, a splitter and a forkball.
Oh, that's the same thing? Never heard of a forkball. Or never heard it called a forkball.
Yeah.
Got it. 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll get the Otters out of the inning, but 9 batters come to the plate. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's stretch time here at Bossy Field. Otters find themselves down by a score of 7-0. You listen to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
7th inning stretch time. Get up and move wherever you are unless you're driving the car.
Call 811 at least 2 to 3 business days before any digging project. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call as it's military night at Bossy Field, and we had a beautiful rendition of God Bless America played throughout Bossy Field, and we're only doing military night justice by playing that in the bottom of the 7th.
Well, if I may say this, Dave, that was one of the times I was so proud to be an American. As that woman was singing that God Bless America, almost everyone, if there was 3,500 people here, I'm going to say 3,299 were standing and taking their hats off and putting their hands over their breasts. They were proud to be Americans, just like I am. And it's, I can't say any more. It's just, it's great.
No, it's very touching.
Yes.
When you hear it, especially,
there is some organization that I just read. They want to take God Bless out of that song.
What?
Yes, it's just some movement now. They want to take God Bless out of that song. And Kate Smith.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
My father, if he's listening, my father grew up on that as Kate Smith sang that at every Flyers game and to give him good luck. And
right.
I know there's that whole ordeal with it, but whenever I heard Kate Smith sing it, I'm not going to lie, a tear comes to my eye.
A lot of Americans died for that flag.
Taylor Lane to the plate. The Otters only have 2 hits tonight. First pitch to Lane is low in the dirt for a ball. Former man from Arizona State University. Otters down 7-0. Florence has 7 runs on 10 hits. Valentino kicks and fires for the 1-0, and it's low in the dirt for a ball. Count now at 2-0. Now, Bill, if you were a pitcher, if you're Valentino in this particular spot, it's been a long time since you were back on the mound. Are you a little rusty?
Oh, yes. And right now I'd be throwing my best pitch. If it be a curveball, then I'd be...
The 2-0 to Lane is high and inside for a ball.
When you need a pitch on a 3-0 or a 2-1 or whatever, you always want to throw your best pitch. And it could be your breaking pitch or it could be your fastball, but throw your breaking pitch when you need a strike. or not a breaking pitch. Throw your best pitch when you need a strike.
The 3-0, ball 4, take your base, Taylor Lane. And the Otters have a base runner here in the bottom of the 7th.
I'm going to say Lane has been on base twice last night and twice tonight.
Yes.
And he's been on base more than any other Otter.
Tonight, especially.
Yeah.
Bring up Mitchell Hansen, who has one of the 2 hits for the Otters tonight. His double was all the way back in the 4th inning, which seems like a few hours ago.
He hit it out there. It rolled all the way to the Ritzy sign.
Yes. First pitch to Hansen is low and outside for a strike. Counted 0-1.
And the center fielder's playing him, shade him more to right field, which leaves that gap even bigger.
Hansen from Plano, Texas. The 0-1. Foul ball behind the catcher, Giuliano. Count moving to 0-2.
If you notice, that was a change. And he's very, very effective with that change, this pitcher. And you had the Mitchell going after it with a slow bat, which was the right thing. He didn't overswing. He did the right thing.
0-2 the Hansen. Valentino kicks and fires. Pitch way inside and low. Count now at 1-2. Now that ball appeared to, if Mitchell didn't move his legs, it would have probably hit him. The Otters need base runners, Bill. I don't know. Personally, I would have wore the pitch.
Well, I'll tell you what. My philosophy in the game, and my son played the same way, was I'd get hit with the pitch. Because when you need runners, you need to get on any way you can.
Next pitch is low in the dirt, evening the count at 2 to Mitchell Hansen.
My son in college set some kind of a record for 4 years. He was hit like 90 sometimes.
Oh, wow.
He'd just stand there and boom, he'd get hit.
2-2 the count to Hansen. Taylor Lane at first for the Otters, no outs. Fly ball, foul behind the catcher, Giuliano, down the third base side and out of play. Hansen has shown his home run power this week. He hit 2 home runs in the Windy City series. Had the game-winning hit last night and looks to try to give the Otters another base runner here in the bottom of the 7th. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll bring up Dakota Phillips, tonight's first baseman, making his first start at first base tonight.
And the last time up, he hit a pretty good ball there to the outfield that you can't hit him any farther.
That's right. He hit it to dead right center.
That's right. You couldn't hit him any farther without going out of the ballpark, but it was caught.
Oh, I think that was the diving catch by Ramirez.
That's what it was. Beautiful. Robbed him.
Yeah, at least a double.
Oh, yes, definitely a double.
0-1 to Phillips. Valentino, who has worked slow on the mound, but has pitched a really good game. The 0-1, swing and a miss. That fastball was high and away, moving the count to 0-2.
That was the same pitch that Phillips just swung at that struck Mitch Hansen out on the high, outside. They were balls. They were not strikes.
The 0-2 to Dakota, way inside. Count now at 1-2 with 1 out. There's some Otters fans cheering to get some hits and get some runs on the board.
Yeah.
We've had a really good crowd here tonight, Bill, as it was military night, YMCA night.
Yeah. Well, again, I was taken back with the singing.
The 1-2, foul ball, third base side, and out of play.
I got choked up a little because, tonight we saw, I don't know, there was like 12 or 14 young men and women. There were 3 women that signed up to join the United States Air Force.
That's right.
And then you had at least 18 boys or men and women that signed up for the Army. So here you had these young people going to shed their blood for the country, and we have people saying, take God out of that song.
Phillips through the hole down the second base side, a base hit. Now Lane overruns second base, and he is out. The second time Lane has been caught on the base path.
You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say Mr. Lane didn't pay attention to the manager. Andy was over there with his hand up. Stop. Lane never looked until he was way 20, 30 feet beyond the bag. When he finally looks up, and then he sees Andy with his hands up, and he rushes back to the bag, and then he gets on there, and then he loses his footing. And he was tagged out the second time. In other words, he got back safely, but then he lost his balance and got off.
It's just, Bill, it's just been one of those nights for the Otters.
I know, but you know, one of the things you always teach, once you're getting to second base, I mean, you're about 2 or 3 feet from touching second on that particular play. You look over at the manager. He either gives you the sign, come over to third, or hold it, stay. You don't run through the bag and go 30 feet, then look up, then it's too late. Then the hangman has already hung you. That put us out of a rally.
Well, there are 2 outs, not 3.
Oh, boy.
Jack Meggs to the plate, but no, I feel you. There should be runners on first and second. First pitch to Meggs is low in the dirt for a ball. Count at 1-0. The Otters have only 3 hits tonight, 2 errors, no runs. The Florence Freedom, on the other hand, have 7 runs on 10 hits, no errors.
Well, we got 2 errors on the board, but really we got 3. One was a mental error.
Next pitch to Meggs is a strike, low and inside. Count now at 2-1.
Yeah, mental errors don't show up in the scoreboard. On the scorecard.
Valentino on the mound, pitching a really good game, shutting out the Otters thus far. With the glove at his chest, he'll kick and fire for the 2-1. Ground ball, playable for Lopes, throws it over to first baseman Crane, and that will end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. We head to the top of the 8th, 7-0 Florence. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at ibew16.net.
The Tri-State Area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at mymarathonstation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
This Evansville Otters broadcast is made possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville. A full list of New Image Travel's offerings can be found online at newimagecharter.com. New Image Travel can be reached toll-free at 1-800-432-6213. New Image Travel, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Taylor Wright back on the mound for the Otters as they're down by a score of 7-0 to the Florence Freedom. To the plate will be Isaac Bernard, as in the 7th inning, the Freedom put 4 runs on the board and batted around. First pitch to Bernard from Wright is a strike. 0-1 the count. Wright will lower the glove at his waist, kicks and fires, and that pitch is outside for a ball.
A big looping curveball. You would refer to that as a nickel curve 50 years ago.
So maybe Taylor's working on another pitch as well. Wright kicks and fires for the 1-1. That's a strike called on the outside corner.
You know, you were talking about a sinker and a knuckleball, or not a knuckleball,
Splitter.
a forkball, splitter. You know.
Tonight's attendance, 2,778. 2,778.
Next pitch from Wright is foul behind Calabrese and out of play, as the attendance for tonight has been recorded as 2,778. That's a wonderful attendance here at Policy Field.
Good attendance. Good attendance. If we average 2,500, we'll have a good year. But anyway, I was saying those pitches they called today.
The 1-2 from Wright, fly ball, right center field, playable for Cullen, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Here comes Louis Pintor, who has done a lot of damage tonight. He is 2 for 2 with a single and a run scored back in the 7th inning that sent all 9 batters to the plate.
Yeah. Oh, getting back to that sinker, what we would call 50 years ago was called a drop. The ball drops.
Got it.
So a nickel curve, a drop, Baltimore bounce, Texas ligger.
First pitch from Wright is high and inside to Pintor.
Those terms are forgotten anymore. They come out with new ones.
Pintor batting .321 right now with 2 home runs, 3 RBIs. Has a swing and a miss. Will even the count at 1.
You hear the phrase backdoor pitch, backdoor curve. What the heck is a backdoor curve?
What? Yeah, I've heard of it. What is it exactly? It's just
curveball.
Oh, okay. Just another way to describe it.
Yeah,
okay.
That's all.
A 1-1 is fouled down the third base line and out of play. Not evening. It makes the count 1-2.
See, then years ago we used to say, "Oh, he's throwing heat," or "He's got a fastball that, he's throwing BBs." Now you refer to, "Oh, he's 90 miles an hour." He's got mustard on that pitch.
The 1-2 from Wright. Chopper to Grieshaber, fields it, throwing it over to Phillips, makes the outstretch, and makes the catch for out number 1.
I tell you what, that is a stretch by Phillips. But Keith takes a little too long getting rid of that ball. He feels it, then he takes a step or two before he releases it. And I tell you what, that step or two that he takes is 2 or 3 steps for the runner. You got to get rid of that ball fast. Remember, I was talking about don't miscalculate the speed of a player or the throw.
That'll bring up Caleb Lopes, the designated hitter.
Struck out 3 times.
First pitch to Lopes, it hits him in the back of the shoulder.
That's why
that must have hurt. We heard that one from all the way up here.
That's why they wear those helmets. That was his nickel curve. That didn't curve.
Let's see, there's a movie that came out. It was called Trouble with the Curve. It was with, I'm drawing a blank. It's the gentleman who was in Gran Torino, as well as he was a cowboy. And who's Dirty Harry?
Oh boy, Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood, yes. Clint Eastwood played a baseball scout.
Yeah, oh yes, for the Braves.
Yes.
Yeah.
First pitch from right is a strike.
I enjoyed it. I watched it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
A lot of truth in what that movie.
Yeah, because you can only rely on numbers, but if you don't actually go out and see the particular player, and Clint Eastwood said he had trouble with the curveball, he couldn't hit it.
Right.
So then as the next pitch is a ball from right, counting out even at 1. So towards the end of the movie, the newspaper boy went to the Braves and pitched to the guy that they picked second overall, and he struck him out a couple times and just threw him the curveball and realized that as the next pitch is fouled down the third base line and out of play. So it goes to show that numbers are good, but you need to scout the player and see him live in order to get an accurate description of what kind of player he is, what kind of pitches he can and can't hit, how he fields, things like that. I mean, you were a scout for a number of years, right? So you can attest to what Clint Eastwood did in the movie?
Yes, I would say over 40-some years I was a scout with the honor of being a major league scout special assignment scout, meaning I only answered to the general manager.
The 1-2, ooh, that's a strikeout. So for whatever reason, okay.
Yeah,
so Calabrese dropped the ball, needed to tag the runner to make the out.
Right.
We head to the bottom of the 8th. Florence leads this one 7-0. You listen to Evansville Otters baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
Why Old National Bank? Old National Bank began in 1834 with just one room and a passion for helping people prosper. Today, we are honored and grateful to be the financial partner for so many businesses, families, and individuals like you. From our commitment to safety and security to our promise of service that will exceed your expectations, we want to be your bank for life. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
The local Pepsi bottling group features Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state and would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. The Pepsi bottling group has locations at 2605 West Marion Street in Marion, Illinois, 3081 Contronics Drive in Owensboro, Kentucky, and 11733 West Industrial Park Drive in Elberfeld, Indiana. Information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Sinorama Evansville for their support this season. Sinorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the tri-state. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Sinorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at sinorama.com/in-Evansville. Sinorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. We get a new pitcher for the Florence Freedom. It will be Mr. Johnny Reed, the lefty from Laverne, California. He last played for the Auburn Double Days, which are a short season affiliated team for the Washington Nationals.
Well, we know one thing. We've got a fan, one of the Florence fans, the catcher, his father just notified us that we mispronounced his name, and we apologize.
Yeah, we do.
Because
so the catcher's last name for Florence is, or the batter
Golino.
is Golino.
Yeah.
There we go. The catcher, yes.
So, Mr. Golino, we apologize for not pronouncing your name correctly. Please accept our apology. Your son's doing a pretty good job back there catching.
He's got a single and a run scored as well, as the catcher for the Otters, Rob Calabrese, steps into the batter's box. First pitch to Calabrese is inside for a ball. Count at 1-0. Next pitch is a strike right down Main Street. Count now even at 1. Florence has 7 runs on 10 hits today. The Otters only have 3 hits and no runs. Swing and a miss for Calabrese as he fell for the breaking ball. Count at 1-2. Reed shakes off a sign from Galino. Kicks and fires for the 1-2. That pitch is a ball inside. It appeared to be a strike. Instead, the count will be even at 2.
We need runners.
Any way we can. The 7th was an opportunity. The 2-2 foul ball behind the catcher Galino. Count will remain even at 2.
You know, somebody somewhere in the history of baseball said, you can't steal first base. Think of it. You can't steal first base.
That's right.
You can get on with a walk, a hit, an error.
The 2-2 calls strike 3 on the inside corner. Down goes Calabrese and out, number 1.
Taking the third strike. There's nothing I hate more than taking a third strike. But that's close enough to be called a strike. It's close enough to be swinging.
I'll bring up Hunter Cullen, last night's arguably most important player in the game. He's played pretty good today. Defensively, he has. He tried to make that catch in
when he ran
left center field earlier in the game. First pitch to Hunter is a called strike on the outside corner.
When he ran 60 or 70 yards to catch that fly ball off the Ride Safe Indiana sign and then crashing into it, that is hustle.
We got some more action in the Otters bullpen. We'll get that to you in the next half inning, as the count is now even at 1 to Hunter Cullen.
Fans are getting wild.
Yeah, they're wanting for their team, the Otters, to hit the ball as Cullen lines this one down the third base line and out of play. Well, that particular fan has every right to cheer for them to hit the ball because the Otters only have 3 hits to show for it today. Also 2 errors, and those errors have been costly.
We got quite a few strikeouts as well. Hunter loves to slap the ball.
The 1-2, high and outside for a ball. Count now at 2-2.
He slapped that ball to left field, as you saw. He can slap it over short, which he's done in the past, and he's got power to pull. But I think his most efficient hits are going the opposite field with slaps.
The 2-2, liner, and it will drop for a base hit. Rounding first, heading to second with speed is Hunter Cullen, and he'll get there safely with a double.
Yeah, he put a little wood on that ball and got a perfect double down that right field line. And as you say, he coasted in the second. It was such a great hit. Okay, I'll tell you, we started the rally. Let's not put the fire out.
So now David Cronin at the plate with a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, pretty good batter.
He was a really good leadoff hitter for the Otters last year.
You know what I like, Hunter, and I like Cronin, if you notice, they wear their pants with the socks invisible.
Ah.
The old days.
So would you call them maybe a throwback ball player?
Yes, I would.
Cronin lines this one a fly ball.
Good wood on the ball.
Pretty good barrel on it. That'll be out number 2.
I could never understand those pants that they were like cuffs. They dragged half the leg of the pants was on the ground, and to me it held you up in your running. I don't know. I know. Just ironically, I wore a pair of those leisure pants down in Florida one winter, and I broke my ankle. I tripped over it.
Oh, that's not good.
No, I had to wear a boot.
First pitch to Keith Grieshaber is high and outside for a ball. Count at 1-0.
You go to Florida to enjoy yourself, not to sit in a chair with a boot.
Cullen at second. Next pitch is a fastball right down the middle for strike one.
We got to unload. We're taking too many strikes. We've got to start swinging the bat more. We swing the bat at the wrong pitches and let the good pitches go for strikes.
We hear more chatter from the crowd. The 1-1 inside for a ball. Count at 2-1.
Well, tomorrow is 12:35. Hopefully, I have a good crowd again. And the Otters, this game's not over, but I hope we win 3 in a row.
The 2-1 to Grieshaber, foul behind the catcher Golino. You remember Ryan Sandberg?
Yeah, I think I recall he played with the Cubs, didn't he?
Yeah, he drafted by the Phillies. Well, today in 1990, Sandberg ends the second baseman record for 123 errorless games. Grieshaber lines this one down the third base line and foul. Count will be even at 2 with 2 outs.
Is that
123 games without an error. Ryan Sandberg.
Now, is that an all-time National League record or what?
It might be.
Well, because I think Buddy Kerr had the record for the most chances, most chances without making an error. Buddy Kerr played short for the Giants.
The 2-2, low in the dirt. Count will go full to Keith Grieshaber.
The old New York Giants in the Polo Grounds. Played in the major leagues when he was 18 years old. Out of the Bronx. He's come from the Bronx. One of my best friends in baseball.
The 3-2 to Grieshaber.
That's out of here, but foul. No one moved. That was really foul.
Down the third base line. Yeah. Count will remain full. Yeah. We mentioned earlier, but Keith is... coming into this series, he was among one of the tops in the Frontier League in on-base percentage, batting average, and hits. Well, just goes about the game the right way. Just concentrates on each at-bat, trying to put contact on the ball. He's not afraid to flash the leather and make plays. Not afraid to dive and make plays and get dirty. He's kind of a throwback kind of baseball player.
Now, notice that right fielder's playing a little shallow again?
I do.
Yeah. See, I don't know. I know there was one year I kept commenting about the right fielder playing shallow. He got burned several times. He still didn't learn.
The 3-2, ball 4, take your base.
You always can run in faster than you could run backwards. That's why you play a little deeper, because it gives you the advantage of coming in rather than going back.
Here comes Ryan Long.
Oh, come on, Ryan. Get a base hit.
He could use one. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Yeah. Ryan was second in the Frontier League coming into this series with 7 RBIs. He could use one right here.
Oh, yes.
The first pitch to Long is a ball outside. Count at 1-0. These fans are antsy here, Bill. The next pitch to Long is outside for a ball. Count at 2-0.
Well, they've got a fan. The Otters got a fan. He's rooting for the Otters. He's rooting for Ryan Long.
Long, with a batting average of 208, he's 5 for 24 this season. Next pitch to Long is outside for a ball. Count at 3-0. Now, sometimes particular hitters, we don't give him the green light, but I think Ryan is one of the exceptions.
Andy gives the green light to all of his players on the 3-0 count, and I think last night, or wasn't it, we had a 3-0 count, and the batter swung, and that fortunately got an RBI. It was a fly ball to right field.
Yep.
And an RBI scored.
So I'll just read you the line for Valentino, the previous pitcher, the starting pitcher for the Florence Freedom, as the 3-0 count to Ryan Long. Johnny Reed kicks and fires for the 3-0. That's a strike right down Main Street.
Right.
Count it now at 3-1. So Valentino went 7 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts.
And not bad. Not bad of a night.
Next pitch to Ryan is ball 4. So now the base is loaded with 2 outs.
Now, if Mr. Long or Lane is to ever get a base hit, this is it. And what a great job he'd do if he could hit it out of this ballpark.
Oh, this place would be electric.
I think we're going to have a new pitcher. Yep.
There is some action in the Florence bullpen. 2 outs, bases loaded for the Otters here in the bottom of the 8th. We're going to have a pitching change, but Bill, I think it'll be a good opportunity to kind of rewind and tell the listeners as well as the viewers how we got to this point. The short version is the Florence Freedom have 10 hits and 7 runs. The Otters have no runs, 4 hits, and the Otters have had a couple of errors that cost them, that allowed Florence to put more runners crossing home plate.
Yes, and I would like to say this. I believe Austin Nicely, who started this game,
He didn't do a bad job at all.
I'm going to say he didn't. I'm going to give him. He held it. He kept the Otters in the game. He pitched right well. Those errors hurt him, but overall, I'm going to say he did a pretty good job. So far. And that was last night as well, and on the road. The Otters got to start swinging that bat more and getting more hits. I know against Windy City there, that one game, they unloaded. But outside of that, let's take the rest of the games, and they've got to get more base hits. They've had the runners on base, just didn't come through.
I'll bring up Sean Watkins, the new pitcher for the Florence Freedom. He's a man from San Bruno, California. He's a rookie 2 as far as his classification here in the Frontier League. And he went to Cal State LA, so a small college out in the state of California. The inning that hurt the Otters the most had to have been the 7th, because the Freedom batted around. That's something that I have yet to see in Frontier League play, at least for the Otters. So that was kind of bad in terms of for the Otters trying to minimize amounts of runs. And the Freedom scored 4 in that inning, and in a way it was a little demoralizing.
Well, that was the icing on the cake, right? When you had 3 runs, and I think I know 1 was unearned. Whether 2 were, I'm not sure, but anyway, you were still in the ball game. And come that 4-run scoring, it kind of nailed the coffin.
So Austin Nicely's stat line tonight: he went 6 1/3, 8 hits, 6 runs, but only 5 were earned, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, and 30 foul balls.
Yeah.
But if we take away some of those runs, I feel like he really only gave up 3 runs, to be quite honest with you.
So do I.
I mean, that's the way he pitched. I say he definitely bounced back from his last start. It's just that the Otters offensively didn't give him enough run support. So here comes. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you had those 3 hits back to back when you got Bernard got that double. It drove in 2 runs. There was 3 hits, and that was the key. Other than that, he was going smoothly.
Yep.
And just unfortunate, 3 back-to-back hits, and that's how you win games. You got to get back-to-back hits.
Taylor Lane with 2 outs and the bases loaded at the plate. First pitch to Lane, liner, and that will drop for a base hit. Cullen comes around to score. Rounding third, heading home, Grieshaber will score, and the Otters are on the board.
Yeah, that was I think he broke that bat because that died after it was a blooper over shortstop. But good running on the Otters' part, and 2 runs scored. See, I told you they'll score in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. Give them a chance.
That'll bring up Mitchell Hansen. Otters now on the board with the score at 7-2.
The lady is still at the bus stop waiting, so the fat lady didn't sing yet.
You said that, not me, Bill. Here comes Mitchell Hansen, last night's hero, trying to make some magic happen today. He's 1 for 3 with a double all the way back in the 2nd inning. First pitch to Hansen is low in the dirt for a ball. Count at 1-0, and we still got fans cheering for the Otters to score some more runs. The 1-0 to Hansen. That would be a foul down the first base line and out of play. 1-1 to count to Hansen, the man from Plano, Texas, located outside of Dallas.
I made a comment earlier. You had Lane, Taylor Lane got a double last night and a single. Tonight he's got 2 hits, plus the walks, and he's been on base more than any other Otter player in this series.
On base 3 times today alone.
Today, yeah.
Watkins checks long at second, and the next pitch to Hansen is low in the dirt for a ball. Count at 2-1. With Andy McCauley, the manager for the Otters, being aggressive, especially last night, I think he wants Long to get the 3rd.
You mean a steal?
Yes.
No way. No
Why not?
way.
Why not?
Because he could score from second. Why commit suicide by stealing? What good is his run? Look at the situation. You're down 5 runs. 2 are on base. So if they scored at 7-4, if he hit a home run, it's still 7-5. So why take a chance of going to 3rd and being thrown out? You killed the rally. No way. You bunt people over to get him in a score position. He's there now. Leave him there. Score on the base hit. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. It's okay. I like runners getting closer to home. That's just me personally.
That's poor.
But that makes sense. Call strike 3 on the outside corner. Otters put 2 on the board, and we go to the top of the 9th. 7-2 the score in favor of the Florence Freedom. You're listening to Evansville Otters baseball on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
Since 1994, Slays Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slays Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slays Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 601 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-6151.
The Tin Fish Restaurant, located at 300 West Jennings Street in Newburgh, Indiana, is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu features salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos, and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. It can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000. The Tin Fish Restaurant.
closer coming in. Last time we saw Tyler Vale was in the 13-2 loss to the Southern Illinois Miners last Sunday. So Andy McCauley and Max are going to give him some work.
Yeah, he needs it. A relief pitcher has to go in there every so often. You can't, like you say, the last he pitched was Sunday. All right, today's Saturday. Or is it Saturday?
Yes, Saturday.
Yeah, so that's...
Saturday in the park.
Right, but if my math is right, that would be 7 days. So a pitcher, a closer has to pitch, I'm going to say at least once every 3 days to be effective.
So today's pitcher-catcher battery is Tyler Vale on the mound and Rob Calabrese behind the plate. This pitcher and catcher battery is sponsored by the Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call 812-475-9000. That'll bring up Ricky Ramirez Jr., who made the spectacular catch out in right field earlier in the game, a diving catch. Vale on the mound, and the first pitch from him is a fastball, a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 the count to Ramirez. Tyler Vale is a native of Allentown, Pennsylvania, the home of Dorney Park.
Yes, I was there.
Snoopy, you a fan?
Of course, when I was there was...
Next pitch from Vale is a swinging strike. Count now at 0-2 to Ramirez.
When I think of it, I think it was 1969, so that would be what? That'd be 60-some years ago. I took my son, Michael, there. I was in Reading, Pennsylvania, covering.
Ah, Reading, yes.
Yeah, I was covering the Eastern League.
The 0-2, fly ball, left center field. Cullen makes the catch. And out number one.
Yeah. Center fielder should always take everything out there that he can. He is the captain of the team there.
That'll bring up Taylor Bryant, the third baseman.
Good defensive player with a strong arm. He's hurt the Otters tonight.
Yeah, the Hunter had 4 outfield assists last year. Vale with the glove at his waist kicks and fires for the next pitch of the at-bat. It's a first pitch strike right on the inside corner.
Reading was a Philly farm club.
Yes, they still are. The Reading Phillies,
yeah.
or the Reading Fightins.
Joe Bouzas used to own that club.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He also owned the Salt Lake City team, the Bristol, Connecticut team.
The 0-1 is a ball low. Count now even at 1.
I was in Hartford, Connecticut, staying at the Marriott, and Joe Bouzas comes in, and this is like 12 o'clock at night, and he starts running in the pool. And they had, played that night, and I think Roger Clemens was on the team that year. Anyway, Joe Bouzas is running in the 2 or 3 feet deep swimming pool. So next day I said, Joe, what the heck are you doing? 12 o'clock at night and you're running in the pool. He said, well, when the horses have bad legs, what do? You bring them into the water, the lakes or the ocean, strengthen their legs. That's what he was doing.
Next pitch from Vale is a called strike on the outside corner.
So I learned something, that the old dogs, they still could bark.
That's pretty interesting. I could go for a swim right now. I don't know about you, Bill.
Not now.
Okay. Needs to get a little bit warmer outside then. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Vale using that fastball once more.
Yeah.
2 outs, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Austin Wobrock. Vale, a Philadelphia sports fan. Most notably, he was a Philadelphia Flyers fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his dad grew up playing hockey. So he was a big Eric Lindros fan for the Flyers. Kicks and fires for the first pitch to Wobrock is low and away for a ball.
My son-in-law will be out here in July. When he was in high school and college, I think it was William Patterson College. No, Roanoke. Was it Randolph?
Next pitch from Vail is a strike on the outside corner. Roanoke?
No, Randolph, I think, up there in the mountains of Jersey.
Okay.
Anyway, he played baseball, football, hockey. I scouted him. Can you imagine me scouting my son-in-law?
No.
There's a
fly
base
ball, and that'll be a base hit. Yes, sir, Bill, to left field. Wobrock aboard with a single. That's his first hit tonight.
Yeah.
First time on base as well. He was 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts heading into this at-bat. So it'll bring up Mike Golino, the catcher, who is 2 for 4 tonight with 2 singles and a run scored. First pitch to Golino is a strike on the outside corner.
His father's listening now, so make sure you get it right. We apologize.
But we also appreciate him listening. Vail takes a deep breath on the mound. The 0-1 pitch is a foul ball down the third base line and out of play. Today, Bill, in 1990, the Baltimore Orioles tied an American League record with 8 consecutive singles in a 7-run first inning against Bobby Wilt to beat the Texas Rangers by a score of 13-1.
Who was managing Texas, Bobby Valentine?
Maybe.
Bobby Valentine was one to come up with before the game.
Wait, was Bobby Valentine with the 86 Mets?
Yes. And with the Dodgers. He's from Connecticut, you know. I scouted him.
Did you?
Oh, yeah, in high school in Connecticut.
He's now an athletic director at Sacred Heart University, I believe.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. His alma mater, I believe. Next pitch is a
He's out.
ball.
He's
He got
out.
a nice throw down from Calabrese to get the runner Wobrock stealing second. That'll be the third out of the inning. We head to the bottom of the ninth. Otters down by a score of 7-2. You're listening to Evansville Otters baseball on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
Injuries are inevitable. It doesn't matter if you're playing baseball, walking the dog, or falling from a ladder. Injuries happen. When they do, Tri-State Orthopedics offers treatment for sprains, strains, and fractures by medical specialists. Tri-State Orthopedics is located at 225 Cross Lake Drive in Evansville, just north of the Lloyd and I-164. Tri-State Orthopedics can be reached by phone at 812-477-1558. Its urgent care line is 812-474-OUCH. Tri-State Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The Pizza Brick Road always goes to Tyroni's. I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm ready to go. The Pizza Brick Road goes to Tyroni's. So follow me down the Pizza Brick Road. Road down to Tyroni's. The Pizza Brick Road. The Pizza Brick Road always goes to Tyroni's.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
91.5 WUEV Evansville.
.45, Mr. Ryan Mauritian.
As we welcome you back to Evansville Otters baseball, Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. We got a new pitcher for the Freedom. Batting for the Otters will be Phillips Meggs, and Calabrese. The new pitcher
Ryan
for the
Morsina.
Ryan
Mecca's
Mordecai.
Mordecai.
Sounds like a kung fu name, Mordecai.
No, the team he looked at, he played, it looks like a Latin team, maybe in the Mexican
Oh, the
League.
Vallejo Admirals. I believe Vallejo is in the Pacific League.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Thought Mexico?
Yeah. I think maybe the Pacific League is in like Northern California. When I was talking to Mike Rizzatello before the game during batting practice, he was in the Pacific Association.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I asked him what teams are in there now. He goes, I don't know, but I know Vallejo is in there. So that's how I found out.
Okay.
So Mordecai out on the mound for the ninth to try to close this one for the Freedom. Dakota Phillips will be the batter to start off the ninth inning. First pitch to Phillips is low in the dirt for a ball. Count will be at 1-0. Phillips had a single his last time up back in the seventh. He is 1 for 3 tonight. In his first start at first base this year. Next pitch is away for a ball. Count now at 2-0 to Dakota Phillips.
I'm going to give him a plus for playing first base tonight. I mean, he stretched on a couple of those plays. It really meant a bang, bang out.
And we were able to see his home run power on Thursday as the next pitch to Phillips is a called strike on the outside corner. Phillips hit a home run, a solo home run, over 400 feet to center field.
Yeah.
And has earned more playing time from Andy McCauley and the rest of the Otters coaching staff.
Well, I liked him on first base so far. I'll be honest.
Next pitch to Phillips is inside for a ball. Count now at 3-1. You know, as a summer job, Dakota Phillips worked as a strength and conditioning assistant coach for the LSU football team.
I heard you say that quite a bit on the radio when he was batting and you were on the road.
Swing and a miss for Phillips. That'll be a full count now to Dakota. And in addition to the football team, he helped out with the gymnastics team, the women's soccer team, and the baseball team.
A strength
and conditioning assistant.
And conditioning trainer, coach.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Not a bad gig.
Yeah.
Next pitch to Phillips is a called strike 3 on the outside corner. One down here in the ninth, and that'll bring up Jack Meggs, the left fielder. He is 0 for 3 tonight. We had a really good crowd here, over 2,700, right?
Yeah, 2,778.
There we go. It's a really good night for baseball. The Otters offense just wasn't able to click as much as they have the past 2 days.
Well, they only got 5 hits and
2 runs.
I'm going to say they had maybe 10 strikeouts. I lost track of the strikeouts.
First pitch to Meggs is a strike. Count goes to 0-1. Mordecai kicks and fires for the 0-1. Ball is low and outside. Count now even at 1 to Meggs, as we still have some fans cheering and hoping for the Otters to get some more hits.
Yeah.
A 1-1. Fly ball down the third base line and out of play.
At Brandt, the third baseman, didn't give up. He went right into the bullpen over there.
Yeah, Bryant, he did a.
I like it.
He's shown his glove.
Yeah.
Out there on the field. He's a hustler.
Yeah, he's a hustler.
1-2 the count to Meggs, the man from Sammamish, Washington, playing his college baseball at the University of Washington. One of the better, in recent years, better collegiate baseball teams out there on the West Coast.
Hit that ball, some fan yelled. I agree.
Next pitch to Meggs is a ball. Count now at 2-2.
I tell you what, our loyal fans still are here, though. I tell you, we have diehard fans, and that's one of the things that people love, that ball players love playing here in Evansville for. They got good fans.
The 2-2, called strike 3. Down goes Meggs, and the Otters are down to their final out. Now to bring up Rob Calabrese, who is 0 for 3 tonight with 2 strikeouts. As Bruce Springsteen's Born to Run was played in the introduction to Rob Calabrese. And if you know PA announcer Zane Clodfelter well enough, you will know that Born to Run is his favorite song.
Yeah. Yes.
The first pitch to Calabrese is a ball in the inside corner.
Zane's one of the nicest guys I've ever met. We were associated with each other years ago here in the press box. He was still a student. Interviewed me a couple times.
Oh, yeah?
And used me on some of his coursework. Yeah. Nice guy.
The 1-0 to Calabrese, a called strike on the inside corner.
You know, about, I'm going to say 5 years ago, I said, you know what? You're the type of guy, you're going to be a politician, just the way that he acts and all that. He just ran this year for councilman at large in Evansville. He lost, but I tell you what, he did a pretty good job. He's going to run again in the future, so.
I have no doubt as Calabrese will line this one into left field. And did Ricky Ramirez catch it?
He caught it.
And he did.
That umpire on the bases is kind of slow in those calls.
Well, that will be the final. Otters fall to the Freedom by a final score of 7-2. We'll get back for the totals as you're listening to Evansville Otters baseball on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier and Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the Tri-State, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier and Press can be found online at courierandpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier and Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
Hey, it's Mixmaster Jones Capone. Be sure to check me out right here on 91.5 WUEV for Party Lights Uncut. Party Lights Uncut is the premier and longest running hip-hop and R&B show in the Tri-State. Every Friday and Saturday night, midnight to 2, Party Lights Uncut plays the best in contemporary hip-hop and R&B from today's top artists. So be sure to tune in right here on 91.5 WUEV. Party Lights Uncut.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations, west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Join me, Gina Moore, the Brown Sisters, and the Evansville Philharmonic Orchestra as we celebrate Indiana music legends at the Victory Theater on Sunday, May 19th at 4 p.m. Experience this tribute to Indiana icons with music by Cole Porter, John Mellencamp, and Michael Jackson, plus Thriller, Begin the Begee, Bohemian Rhapsody, and the Brown Sisters performing God Bless the USA. Order tickets online at evansvillephilharmonic.org or call 812-425-5050.
Welcome to the Evansville Otters postgame show. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. The Otters dropped the second game of this three-game set with the Florence Freedom by a score of 7-2. The Florence Freedom, after losing to the Otters last night in walk-off fashion, score 7 runs on 11 hits and were able to hit the baseball quite well, hitting it timely, scoring their first 3 runs in the 5th inning, and eventually batting around in the 7th, scoring 4 more runs. The Otters, Bill, just didn't have it tonight from an offensive standpoint. Starting pitcher Austin Nicely pitched well enough for them to stay in the game. And unlike the past couple days, the Otters just weren't able to put together strings of hits and or runs, especially with runners in scoring position tonight.
I hate to say it, I think tonight's one of the bad nights that the Otters played. The bad base running. They didn't hit, a lot of strikeouts, and those 2 errors were very, very costly. And I'm going to say I give Nicely a pat in the back for doing a good job. And he really, I mean, he was out there for, 5 innings, and really, in essence, only gave up 2 runs. 1 was unearned. So to give up 2 runs in 5 innings, that leaves you still in the ball game. So if he had just gotten a few hits, but now here comes, they bunched 3 hits going into the 5th inning. They did not have a hit. Nicely was doing a great job. Then all of a sudden there was a base hit and a base hit and a double and an error, and before you know it, there's 3 runs. So anyway, let's hope tomorrow the future is brighter.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing about baseball is, I think we talked about it in Mitchell Hansen's interview today, the short-term memory. You know, last night was great, but we needed to look forward to tonight and try to win this one. That did not happen. And the good news is there's another game tomorrow, and an important one. It will decide the series as we are early in the Frontier League season, but anytime you face a divisional opponent, you want to win the series. And that helped the Otters last year in order to make the Frontier League playoffs. And, you know, tomorrow will be just as important as any other game that they have played. The offense, I feel, needs to get going early. The Otters have been successful by scoring runs early and often within the first 4 innings. That's how they like to get their wins. They get runners in scoring position. They either hit home runs or they'll drive them in for RBIs. That's normally how they get their wins. We have to tip our cap to the starting pitcher for the Florence Freedom, Mr. Frank Valentino. He went 7 innings, allowed only 3 hits, no earned, 3 walks, and 7 strikeouts. I don't know if I could give anyone a single MVP. I'll give the entire Florence roster a collective MVP because of their efforts in the 7th inning, sending 9 batters to the plate and sending the guy to lead off the 7th inning up there twice, scoring 4 runs, and basically putting this game out of reach.
Well, what you're saying, Dave, is all true. And, you know, one comment I would make when you said ball players smart, is a game. Professional baseball is not like high school or college where you play on weekends, maybe 2 or 3 games a week, and you got all week to strike out 3 times, and you got, several days to ponder that. In professional baseball, you play every day. So the mistakes you make today, you visualize it in your mind, and you say, this is what I did wrong, and therefore I got to improve, and I got to change it. But what I did today is history, and that's it. Now, what mistake I'm going to say what the Otters make is in their batting, they're very hesitant with their bats. In other words, you've seen it. They commit, and they open up their hips, and they bring the bat cross up to their chest, but then they don't swing, and the umpire says strike. Or they bring it there, and then they make a jab at it, and it's a cheap ground ball, fly ball to the infield. They've got to get their arms extended, and they've got to make up their mind, either you're going to swing or you're not. Abbreviate bats, hesitant bats, you're out.
Well said.
That'll be $5.
I'll hand it to you right now. As we look forward to tomorrow, 12:35 Central Time start, as Tyler Beardsley gets on the mound for the Otters, looking for his first win. The last time we saw Beardsley was on the road in Windy City. Didn't pitch too bad, but got caught in a few jams here and there and was eventually pulled around the 5th or 6th inning. So the Otters will look forward to the rubber game of this series. First pitch again at 12:35 Central Time tomorrow. For Bill McCune and our radio engineer, the great Paul Mattingly, back in the studio, I'm Dave Nguyen signing off. Once again, the final score, the Florence Freedom 7 and the Evansville Otters 2. This has been a conclusion of Evansville Otters baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.